Hello, and welcome to Geek Space TV. You're here for another episode of Worlds Beyond. Apparently, Claudia finds it amusing when I say it that way.
I think I clicked. Oh, I do, but I just clicked tweet, and I was like, I hope that was a good tweet.
Well, we'll find out. So. Everybody on the internet, please check.
No, please don't.
Claudia.
I'm afraid now.
Upvote it. Share it.
It was
like
fine.
It, retweet it.
Fun fact, it was
Claudia.
fine.
Hello, everybody. We're back here for another episode of Worlds Beyond. Thank you for joining us this very fine evening. If you happen to be new here, welcome. We are Geek Space TV. We are a non-profit broadcasting studio, and tonight we are presenting another episode of Worlds Beyond. I've said that name many times. We're using Cypher System, specifically the Strange setting by Monty Cook Games. Speaking of which, you can grab all of the new Numenera books, which use the same core system currently on Humble Bundle. So if you are interested, that's a great way to take a look into Cypher. And yeah, so we are running this. It's essentially a world-hopping, reality-jumping show in which our characters travel to these different pocket dimensions and try and solve someone's problems. Sometimes their own, sometimes other people's, often making more problems through the results of solving someone's problems.
No.
But it's, it's good. It's good times. So before we introduce who our players are, I've got some reminders / announcement for you about our schedule. Not tomorrow, Saturday, we don't just have Night Witches.
Sorry, I mentioned tomorrow, but there are no shows.
Yes, there are no shows tomorrow. Our next show will be not just Night Witches on Saturday, which will be coming back at its normal time of 3 p.m. Pacific, but also we will be running a fundraiser. For those who don't know, we had a Season Spark going. We have changed the way we are going to be funding this season, as the Season Spark was more than that. We bit off more than we could chew with that. So we are funding the remainder of our season not through the Season Spark that will be going away, but through our fundraiser. Everyone's, oh no. I might offer something on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. Because, are we what?
I was like, have we ever made a mascot of our fundraiser?
No, but now I want to get. I have a bunch of disposable razors, and we have googly eyes, so we can make it happen. We will have a mascot on Saturday. Would their sound be like? Zzz, zzz,
No, it's like a Bic razor.
It's a Bic razor. It is the sound of dry skin getting shaved.
Okay. Well, it could be worse. It could be chalkboard.
I actually like that sound.
Yeah.
Really?
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
I was a math teacher. I really like that noise.
Kind of metal on a plate. Yeah. Okay.
Styrofoam rubbing.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to our ASMR channel.
Why is everyone doing this to me?
Look, I found the tracks.
I think. Oh God, the train's going. So we will have a fundraiser this Saturday. There's some information. We'll have some information about goals and events. Schedule-wise, I can tell you what it looks like. We will have a little bit of chatting, hanging out in the morning, and then I will be running an RPG using masks, specifically Into the Spider-Verse RPG. I'm very excited. It's going to be a special one-shot. I haven't decided anything else based on it, but I am very excited for that portion of it. And then we will have a little bit of a break, and then we will have Night Witches, which will be happening with not quite our regular cast. We're going to have someone new and not someone not new.
What?
Who could that be?
New and old and new.
Someone new and someone old. Won't be there.
Very, very old.
Someone borrowed and
who's
someone blue.
Basically dead. And that will be happening, and then following that, we will have some hangouts and playing some board games. Maybe we'll take another crack at Forbidden Sky. Maybe we'll try and win it this time, or maybe we'll play a different game. We'll see. There's a selection of board games available to us, so yeah. yeah, that's right. Be excited about it. So that's what you can look forward to on Saturday. That will be our next show. And then next week, Anna was wrong earlier. It's fine. I hadn't told her because I hold a lot of information in my brain about schedules that doesn't always get communicated to other people. We will not be running an episode of Worlds Beyond. I will be in a different location. But we will be running, likely, a special one-shot, possibly Fiasco. Stay tuned for updates on that. If that does happen, then we'll have Wind Down. If nothing happens, then we won't have Wind Down. So watch our Twitter, watch our Discord. We will post the update for that. And then y'all can come over and watch me on a different channel as I RPG a show after. You might have heard of it. I've been there before. I'm going to be running Weave over on Geek and Sundry, so you can come watch that after the Fiasco game here. But watch this one first.
Or
At
none.
the same time,
Wait,
one
wait.
in one ear, one in the other.
One eye one way, one eye the other way.
I think
Which I think I can actually do, but I'm not sure.
the max, I think, was
There it
3
is.
streams all at once because I have
No,
3
your
devices.
Wait, how am I doing it now?
You
Got it.
You are great. So that is our schedule, our news, and our announcements. If you have any questions, post them over in Discord. We'll do our best to keep you updated as always. And with that, let's introduce our players, and then I'll talk about the where you can support us stuff. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I guess I'm posing for random reasons.
You posed.
I
so.
posed. It's my own fault. Gosh darn it. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Bonsai Baby here on Twitch. Bonsai Baby on Instagram and Twitter. And also, I am a she. And then I play a he. Dale Fink, don't ask questions.
Yep, that's fair.
I appreciate that it's all one word.
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash, Jakidash. And I go by she, her, and I do some Twitch stuff. I do this show. Find me on Twitter. Sometimes I post about anime and how I like it. I am playing Pine Night, or In the Pines. When the Sky Was Night, I Took a Breath. Full name. He goes by he, him, and he is a graceful vector who is looking for trouble in Transylvania.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Hey, it's your boy. What is Kiss, aka Nathan Kiss, aka Mason Adair, aka your 2018 recipient of the Rising Star Award for Seattle Private Schools, aka Oswald Dukes in this game. My pronouns, as well as the character in this game, are he, him. I am a lucky spinner with a license to carry and a lot of emotional baggage. And in the game, too.
Do you have a license to carry all that emotional baggage?
Nope. I leave it everywhere.
It's a $50 bag fee, actually, to take it to the next.
It's really rough. You know, it doesn't fit in the overhead
You know,
compartment.
like,
Yeah.
it's not technically a carry-on, but it is a personal item, so.
I think you might need to book a second
Airlines.
seat for that.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram at the Shell Game. Somebody has Shell Game.
Kill him.
Right there.
They're right there. They're always right there. My pronouns are she, her, and my character, and Anisi's pronouns are also she, her. She is an appealing paradox who leads, and in this particular recursion, also bites.
Ooh.
Ruff, ruff.
Ruff, ruff.
Yep. And
The hiss of the wolf.
the mighty hissing wolf. And I am your GM. Random Tuesday. Pronouns are she, her. And I will be leading them through this therapy session, I guess.
She's going to tell us to jump to the right.
Yeah.
And then,
And then we're gonna
and
jump to
then
the left.
Take your knees in tight.
tie. Do the
Something like that.
pelvic thrust.
Cool. Because we are in Transylvania. Yep. So, if you would like to support us here tonight, you can do so in a lot of different ways. Obviously, showing up on Saturday and hanging out, watching the stream, and donating if you are able to do so will be super awesome. We do also have a goal for tonight, and I will read out any of those messages that come with the tips. You can see the goal down below my face, my lovely face. Thank you. Thank you. You can also support us through regular monthly donations over on Patreon as well. There will be links for all of those lovely things in chat.
Oh, we actually need to point this way when we do that.
Is it
Yeah,
this
which
way?
way?
way.
Are we this way?
I think so.
Yeah, well, no, hold on. Yeah, it's you gotta point towards you. and
We,
you
you know
gotta
what?
point.
We should put a big sticker that says "Point this way."
Point this
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
That's
that
what
would
we
be
need to
good.
do.
Because
Can
I
we have
usually
that?
end up like,
Do you have another post-it note?
I don't know.
I do have more post-it
This
notes.
This is where we gotta
Hold on,
point.
we need to do something real quick.
it's important.
It's important. We gotta know which direction to point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, look, orange. I'm liking this. There you go. That's good.
Okay.
Where? Perfect. So now that they're figuring that one out, while they do all of this, let me set the scene for us once again. It's been a while. There was a little a momentary meanwhile that occurred that you may or may not remember. That meanwhile took place simultaneously with many of the events that have been happening for our main contingent of agents from the estate. The Estate being an organization that helps people, that continues to investigate and discover things that are happening in all of these other dimensions through the strange, which is this kind of weird extra-dimensional space in between the dimensions. The group of recursors, as they are known, people who travel to these dimensions that we are following today. The team doesn't have a name, but I caution us to not let Claudia name it. I kid. It's worked out in the past really well.
The last team name that wasn't going to be Noir, I actually had a fake name for.
Oh.
what was
No,
it?
you actually just have secretly, your character secretly has a different name for them.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
it was a
I
name
believe
for,
that.
It was 4 letters. Oh, nope, that was colors. I lied. That was me trying to understand puzzles.
It's fine. So that all happened. That's currently, some of it may in fact still be happening, but we don't need to worry about that right now. What we are focused on is our group of travelers. And they had chased after a dream, someone that they had gone after. An individual important to Ozd named Laura, his fiancée, who had disappeared along with his entire city, Luxembourg. And she had contacted him and provided him with a recursion key, translation key that he could use to get to her. They arrived in a place that they realized was very much reminiscent of those kind of old monster stories, Van Helsing, Dracula, werewolves, and vampires, and Frankenstein monsters.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
And they had encountered Laura there, who needed their help. She told them that she needed an object in order to complete the process of returning her city of Luxembourg to where it belonged, which is not in fact on Earth, but was in fact in the land of Oz, which is where she is from, because she is in fact the Wicked Witch of the West. And with that, they went into the place where this object was located, Dracula's castle. Naturally, important object, important castle. They snuck through. They asked to meet some vampires, succeeded on rolls, and then proceeded to murder them.
Hey,
No.
they were aggressive toward us.
Which was my favorite thing that happened.
We need to find a vampire. Not that one.
That one.
What about this one? Nope.
No. Just keep on.
They
Keep on staking.
They repeated the process.
Mistakes happen.
Mistakes happen, you know.
Yeah,
vampires.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh, Lauren, I adore you.
And I'm done. That's it.
No,
That's all.
no.
Eventually, they found a vampire that they could get some information from, which was that they were looking for a thing that I believe Dale described as a green shiny, because they knew Laura had told them it was a piece of Oz they were after. And one of the vampires, shortly before they were dusted, thought, ugh, I guess that means something in the trophy room. I don't know where else something important and shiny would be, while trying to suck the blood out of Oz. And they successfully dusted this vampire, and then made their way to the main floor, where this trophy room is likely to be. So, we find our heroes, or our adventurers. Heroes is a kind term.
The oracle.
Walking
What?
down...
Wait, some of us are good.
Our protagonists walking down the hallway in this dark castle, boarded up windows. Do you have a light? Yes, you had a lamp still.
yeah,
What a
and I
stick.
have a torch.
Yeah, I was like, someone has a stick.
So we have a torch.
I have a
lamp.
spy lamp.
A spy lamp and a torch, making their way down this dark hallway, this sort of grand entrance on the main floor of the castle. You see at the end of this hallway, in the shadows, you can just make it out as the corners of the light catch it, or the edges of the light catch them, a figure standing there. Someone around 6 foot something, tall, hooded, well, maybe not hooded, but imposing, a sort of shadowy figure at the edge of the hallway, just sort of standing there as you begin to make your way down towards them. What do you do?
Is it obvious that they can see us at this point?
Well, let me phrase it this way. From their perspective, there's a big section of glowing light walking down a hallway
Okay.
towards them in the dark. So you make the decision how likely it is they can see you.
I think, now that I remember where we are, Pine had his glaive out.
Glad
And
you're using that.
And what say you? Beast or man, or beast with thoughts of man or woman?
Do you say this down
Yeah,
the hallway to the person?
entire sentence.
You hear sort of a deep sigh. You woke me from my nap. You made quite the ruckus.
You can go back to sleep if you want.
I'm not the one trespassing.
That is correct. However, we do believe that there is something that belongs to us located inside of this castle. If we can simply retrieve it and be on our way, that would be wonderful, quite actually. So let's just say we get what we came for. You go back and take your nap, and we live and let unlive.
You see, like, the light catch off of what you can only imagine to be a grin, because everything else is very clearly in shadow.
Braces.
He polishes his teeth every night.
Actually,
So
Tired.
what are you here for then?
It's not quite easily explained. More or less, it's possibly a part of me, or a place where I come from. Yes, it's a place where I come from. I've been before. Long story. Have you ever fallen in love before?
Yes, I suppose you could call it that.
All right.
But if you cannot tell me what it is, how could I possibly let you have it?
Well, that's where it gets kind of hard to explain. If I may, I myself, I am Oswald Dukes. These are my companions, and we are simply looking for a piece of me, a piece of home to both myself and a loved one. And you are...
You mentioned you were doing something.
oh
sorry.
no, it doesn't fit with that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no. It was just gonna be a silly, dumb thing, anyways.
You're doing a great job.
No, I want to see that.
Dale glistens and like
Glistens.
flexes his pecs.
Pexes, yes. No. I mean,
Pexes?
it.
Is that what
you know? Actually,
flex your pecs?
I'm actually going to pull a document that I've always had, flash it in front of his face. You have illegally stolen something from us that it looks like of this description, kind of, and then put it back in there and be like, I am come here to retrieve it. I am the rightful owner as well. And being with forth, holding it, put you under binding categories. Lying.
He's cute. You could stay here. You did kill my consorts, after all. My children, so to speak.
And I'm deeply sorry for that, but as I see, they couldn't keep their mouths to themselves.
They were hungry.
So am I.
When you say that, the figure disappears. And you see sort of a moment of smoke and mist. And then immediately behind you, Oz, it reappears. And now you see this tall, suited gentleman wearing a beautiful tuxedo jacket, or the dinner jacket from the Victorian era, buttoned, high collar, tie, beautifully chiseled, pale white features, deep cheekbones, slicked back black hair, and incredibly piercing, almost, the eyes are almost white, but you can just make out pupils and irises. And he just whispers into your ear, "So am I."
Were you repeating what she said, or?
And when that happens, Anon's just gonna turn around, like, she doesn't.
He
attack
looks at
him.
you.
She's just like, we already killed 2 of your kind. I'm not opposed to killing a 3rd.
I've lived for 37 centuries.
Am I supposed to be intimidated by a very old person?
Well, I am basically dead.
Perhaps we should think about that we are stepping into someone's royal domain as much as we may not agree with the way you run it, that was disrespectful of me. Royalty is still royalty. Perhaps you may show us to a place where we may communicate.
I
As
like you. You're polite, respectful.
I try to show honor where honor is deserved, and royalty does gain a bit.
He kind of leans in. He's still like hovering next to your head.
Like,
He-
there's no breath.
just-
it's really
It's
weird.
really uncomfortable, and then because you can tell like he smells you in that awkward and very uncomfortable predatory way.
Is there a way?
You smell like the witch and her children.
Excuse me?
And when you look at him, you realize he has like a lovely cravat on, and there's this beautiful green stone right here. You're here for the stone.
I believe so. Which makes this a lot easier. Now you know what we're looking for. You can simply hand it over, maybe something of a trade, maybe, in exchange for that. I think that would be the most fair thing.
And not a person.
He snaps it. There's a pause again. He disappears in the mist, and he's no longer behind you, and he's further away down the hallway again, in the shadow. And here, like right at the edge of the light, you can just see his mouth and that glowing, like the stone almost appears to be illuminating on its own. The stone stays with me.
Might I ask?
I suggest you leave.
I'm unable to do that without the stone, quite literally, actually. So if I may ask, where did you happen upon the stone?
I stole it. You were right, after all. It didn't belong to me. But I don't intend to give it back.
That's
And
why.
Going to shatter the cobblestone beneath his feet.
I was like, the stone!
It's like
Oh, is it not
it's probably,
cobblestones?
It's probably wood here.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a castle.
Oh, could I then,
Yeah.
with my rice sack? You can't stop. If I throw the rice, it has to count it.
That's correct.
This
you,
is-
you did plan that out.
This is one
Do
of.
you try that?
Yes.
Cool. You throw a bunch of rice on the ground, and he starts laughing.
Dang it.
Does he just count them very fast?
Does he count them very fast?
You're from the wrong story.
Is there like a wall mount, like a
sconce?
sconce near him? Can I blow up a sconce?
You can.
There's
I
rice.
think there's
You can
probably
shatter the
something that he's in immediate distance.
With the rice?
The rice
like
has to be a
pop
continuous
rocks.
object, so you could shatter a single grain of rice.
Okay,
Oh,
never
no,
mind.
thank you.
No, thank you.
A pop.
Sorry, was there a
Yes.
sconce?
Yeah,
I got
we'll say
you.
that there's a sconce. You're gonna
Okay.
enjoy this little piece of information when you find something out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, go
Oh,
for it.
go.
Yeah,
There's
well,
a sconce in
do it.
Dracula's castle.
Dang it.
A what?
A sconce,
What's
like
that?
a wall light fixture,
Oh.
except it's not lit. Yeah, you throw that on the ground. He kind of just looks at me. He's like, "Oh, my brethren might be distracted by that, but I'm not so easily."
And I'll take my lamp out and then flash holy symbols of different whatever things. Does that work?
Go for it.
Yeah, I think she wants to like.
She's a shadow puppet.
She's
You
gonna try and
gotta
blow
roll
the
this.
sconce.
Are you gonna apply any effort?
Yeah, why not? Because I can go.
I'm shy.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
gonna
what
apply. How
many
difficult
levels
is the-
can you apply?
I can apply up to 3.
Okay.
I'm just gonna apply 1 level though.
Okay.
It is a sconce. It's not.
Well, so remember, the difficulty is not shattering the sconce; it's hitting him.
Oh, right. Hang on, I gotta figure out how mad Anon is because she's kind of pissy right now.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
You threatened one of her people. You don't do that. It would be 2 levels of effort.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
11.
You don't hit him.
I don't? Nope. With 2 levels of effort?
Dracula.
Okay, I get that, but also crap.
Okay.
All right.
So Pine sees almost get eaten. Rice.
Rice. and lights.
And then just like
Just a shattering
it's like
that he
she
dodges.
just does
Yeah, it
this.
shatters, and you swipe this, it shatters this. You see this like bits of stonework and sconce go out, and he just turns into mist for a moment, and then turns back into solid matter.
Perhaps.
Heal, and I need you to roll an intellect defense.
Oh yeah, because
Some
in it's
Inuyasha stuff.
Okay.
Say,
I'm
boy.
gonna put in.
because
I'm gonna put in a
genetics
level
makes
of
you
effort.
subservient.
17.
You feel yourself. You put in 1 level of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel yourself want to listen to him.
So he says heal. Oh, heal.
Heal.
Like heal. As
Yeah,
in,
like as in come to me and heal.
So Anon, like, all of a sudden she just stops and she's like, and then her shoulders go down and she just starts walking over and she stands behind him.
He kind of, touches your face gently when you do that.
In the hall and corridor that we are in,
Yeah.
we got sconce. We got wood on the floor. Are there any windows?
No, you're in a hallway.
We're in the center, right?
And that
There's only one way to defeat this. I will take a glove out and smack it towards him and challenge him in a game of wits of chess.
I like Pine just standing here being like kind of.
Every lore.
Every lore. This is what I did my time studying.
So let me tell you what you've learned about Dracula, if you would like specifically. Like, he is the lord of all vampires.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the most powerful of all vampires.
Yes.
His abilities include being able to transform into mist, wolf, and bat. He is theoretically the origin of werewolves.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
He
wow.
is also able to mesmerize people and make them follow his bidding, which you may or may not have seen. He is resistant to many forms of normal damage, but things like fire, running water, holy water, a stake, will actually harm him. Sunlight doesn't actually harm him. It probably prevents his powers. Or reduces the effectiveness of his powers, as similarly to holy symbols and garlic.
But
As opposed to the other vampires, Chinese vampires are the one, and Japanese
Rice,
vampires, I think,
yeah.
the ones who throw rice, and they feel compelled to count it. I'm not sure where the games of chess come from. That's
That's just
the
we
Grim
can't
Reaper, I think.
we can't win in a battle.
Oh.
So, but the battle of wits, I am very great at.
Yeah.
I challenge. But he's noble. That's why, because he's noble. If I challenge him.
But if you're dead, no one will know.
and he's got.
I
a nine.
know.
Okay, no, we could just
You
retcon
said,
No.
and I'll let
Yeah.
you periodically
Reroll?
reroll that.
Okay, good.
And
Yay.
over time, it does get easier.
I think
no,
for
no,
right
it's okay.
now,
That's why I said I
she's
throw out.
just like
Sometimes I
like
go
after
out.
he like
and like
touched her.
so like
she's-
if you take any harm, like any
Yeah.
like triggers like that will immediately cause you to reroll.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll kind of over time, and you don't know this. You can only control one person at a time. So
at least there's that.
yeah. Like harming someone else, you'll have to carry through with the action, and then afterwards you would roll.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, for right now, she's just standing there and she's just docile.
I know you said I wouldn't take a person, but perhaps I could consider something so.
No. I'm sorry. We've already lost one. I could not stand to abandon another. Lord Dracula. And I think at this point, like, Pine has kind of lowered his weapon, which is very unusual. And, like, Pine, like, he stands up a little traitor. Lord Dracula, whose castle contains us, whose will stretches over as long as the moon is high. We come but a favor from you. We ask for a bargain. There must be something that one of us contains that is not our soul, is not our blood, is not our form, that you could use.
You take all the fun out of bargains. I'm not used to taking things that aren't alive. That's how I ended up in this position anyway. What would you offer? What do you think you have that is as valuable as this? Just touches it gently and it glows. You don't even know what it is or what it does, and yet you want it.
That's true. So I think it's only fair that in exchange for the stone, which you declared you stole, which is rightfully ours.
Yours
Yes, ours.
belonged to the witch. She made it.
She is not a witch, but it is hers, and we are here to reclaim it for her. So in exchange of the stone, we will leave you with your life.
I don't have that anyway. Oh, you're serious.
Very much so.
And he looks back at you. Bite. And he compels you to attack Oz.
Do I get to roll against this?
Yes. Roll against Oz.
Hmm.
Oz, you are a level 2 character.
Yeah, it's me.
I guess here's the thing. You guys can decide. One of you's gonna roll a defense, and one of you, or you can roll attack, or you can just roll off. Would you like to? Let's just do a roll off. I forget. That's the rules for PC. So both of you are gonna roll. You're gonna roll a defense. You're gonna roll your attack. You don't need to apply any effort. You can apply effort. Did you forget your dice?
I did. That's why.
Here,
Use mine!
Here.
You've
got one.
over here, but I grabbed my muscle milk instead.
It might
I
be
gotta get that muscle
just in
milk.
case it's bad here.
Oh wait, do you need dice? I have dice.
There's
Here you go. There's 2 more just in case.
Okay.
I don't know which ones are
I'm choosing
good
the
or
green
not.
one.
So you're gonna roll against each other.
Can I-
Unless you're applying effort, it's a straight roll off on success or failure.
Can I attempt to fight it before I bite, or do I
Yeah.
have to bite?
You have to do it, but you could potentially make it harder for yourself, right? Like, that make it harder
Yeah,
to do.
that's what I wanna
What
roll
would you use to resist?
I have resist, like charms and persuasion and all of that sort
Oh,
of
that
thing,
100%
so-
counts for this. BT times. Should have told me
Oh,
when you applied a level.
Did I? Oh, dang it! Could I have like?
Too late now.
No.
You forgot who you really were.
I did.
This is
Oh,
a
I
different character.
did. Yeah, I was thinking of
But
like.
yeah, we'll say that makes it 1 easier. So from whatever you roll,
Damn it.
subtract 3 from it.
Okay, I'm gonna apply a level of effort to that on top of my like attempt to
resistance.
resist.
Okay,
too.
cool. So subtract 6 from whatever you roll. Are you trying to do anything to make it easier for yourself? Or do you know what's happening?
Yes, I am going to do 2 levels of effort.
Okay, to try and dodge.
Yes.
All right, so add 6 to yours, subtract 6 from yours, and then tell me what you roll. We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
2.
19.
This is beautiful.
Can I-
Yeah, please describe what happens as he tells you to bite.
So I think like Inan like has the moment of like, and then it's like the slowest step forward and the slowest step forward and the slowest step forward until like she finally like gets over to Oz and I assume like doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, do you just do like this awkward, like you do like,
Yeah,
like you
she's
snap,
just like
and then you just sort of move out of the way. What does this look like from Oz's end?
Anon doesn't want to do this. This isn't Anon doing this. I know Anon is fighting this. Anon is very strong. And when she goes in for the nibble, I just whisper, when the moment happens, I need you 3 to run.
Inan just like whimpers.
I assume you're not in wolf form, you're in Anon form.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just making
but she's
sense.
under like influence, so, and I assume that that's all tied to like
Yeah.
her wolf
100%
connections.
like that.
So
I think that makes a lot of sense.
she's not really verbal right now. She's not really Anon.
It's a response that you get. So do you fake it? Like, do you pretend that you've been injured, or you
Oh.
just dodge out of the way?
Oh yeah. I kind of on the other side that I was bitten on.
Okay.
I'm gonna It doesn't. No, it keeps. Yeah, it induces blood flow, so they get more. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking about the science of vampires. I was bit by a vampire in Nick, which I was thinking is kind of like, no, it wouldn't stop the bleeding right away. It would make more blood. So I kind of squeeze that side.
So you tend to bleed.
Yeah.
I'll let you do this with the 19.
And I kind of stumble forward towards Drax. May I go for my weapon?
You want to draw? Okay, so if you are drawing your weapon, like he is initiated fighting, so I'm gonna have everybody roll. And
I
I'm
think
gonna
this
be
is a bad decision.
I'm gonna be really.
My duel still kind of could stand.
No, I'm also on the duel side. Are we table? Let's duel.
They would really like to duel Dracula, and I would really not like to bite any more of the people that I hold dear.
So are we rolling initiative?
Yeah,
We're
you're
doing
rolling
okay.
initiative.
We're like we weren't fast enough.
Does
on that.
anyone
I
have
can't believe I
anything
forgot that.
that helps you with this?
For initiative?
Yeah.
Don't you have speed? Oh wow, that's good.
I have speed, but it's not initiative. That's a like.
Okay. I'm gonna be real. I don't think any of you are actually gonna beat him because his number's above 20.
Yeah, there's no way.
Cool. Then you're all gonna act after him.
Thanks a lot, 18.
18 as well.
Cool.
Hey, I had 15.
That's fine. So you two are 18, then 15, and then
13.
13. Cool.
These are good rolls.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just you're up
You're
against
Dracula.
the
Dracula.
vampire lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's real strong. That's fine. This isn't about necessarily winning in a fight.
I feel like
He would have kept it on. You could have just gone.
We could have done duels.
I don't know what it does. All right. So you, as you reach for and draw your weapon, I am going to let all of you go because you guys succeeded on somewhat bluffing, so you can each take a round before he can act.
All right. Pull the weapon out. I'm gonna go bang bang.
Okay. Are you rolling? Are you going to add effort for damage or for accuracy?
I am going to add for accuracy because I got a wood and silver bullet.
That was the thing I was going to recommend.
And
How many levels would you like to apply?
2.
2 levels. Do you have anything else that makes this easier for you?
Besides being trained with guns, I am
Nope.
using the revolver, which is a light weapon.
Okay.
And I'm also going to apply pierce for damage.
Okay.
So that's just for me.
All right. With 2 levels of effort and your training, you need to roll a 15 or higher.
I'm going to use a point of experience. So went from 19 to 18 to 3. Use a point of experience for re-rolling, and
is it a 1?
that's a 5.
Okay. As you reach out and draw your weapon, you shoot, and the bullets just land, and they like pierce into the stonework in the wall, and you see these sort of puffs of stone appear, and he just sort of looks at you, and his eyes glint. Oh, well played. What do you do? Dale,
I'll go.
you
Or you go
next,
ahead.
probably.
Okay. I would like to, as a looking for trouble, I have a protector ability, so I can give one person a speed defense. Well, bonus in speed defense. I'm gonna give that to the person next to me.
Oh,
Okay. Team, let's maybe not fight. This is a bad idea.
And then I think my plan is we're not gonna beat Dracula, guys. He's the Lord of Death. Literally everything that is dead listens to him. Looking at you, Anon. So,
Dead on the inside.
I think what Pine is going to try to do is take a turn to see if there's anything in the room that can weaken or slow. Like, is there like a chandelier that we can drop on him? Is there anything that can give an additional count to another person? That is my goal.
So you can like straight up just help someone else. I like that idea. I have now decided that there is a chandelier.
Great.
And it's like one of those old school like metal wrought iron
Yes.
ones. And it's like a candle chandelier. So like it's supposed to have candles in it. It's attached to like a rope on the wall. And it 100% like it doesn't have candles in it. Dracula can see in the dark. Why would he have candles in anything? That's a fire hazard.
No.
And he doesn't like fire, as we have clarified.
Yes.
That you know from his weaknesses. Yeah, so there's 100% a chandelier that like you can slice it and it'll land on him.
Okay.
You might I will say it's probably not like directly above him right now. You may need to like teamwork to try and goad him under it.
Okay. Then what I will do, I will say, Dale, you're one of the most intelligent people I know. Figure it out. And I think he just runs, and my goal is to literally kind of like use my glaive and not hit him, but maneuver him underneath the chandelier.
Okay,
So I am
cool.
like kind of like a feint
Yeah.
into the space.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Okay.
Because I'm not going to hit, but I can aim.
Yeah,
further.
no, I think in this case I will let you. So you need to make your speed test in order to get up to him,
Yes.
and then also do the action because he's away from you.
Great.
So pass your level 2 speed test.
Because I get the dash.
Which you have running, and then you.
I
can-
have running, and if I apply 1 point of effort.
Cool. Then you automatically
Yeah.
succeed.
There we go.
I don't know if your level of effort is free or not. in
I
speed.
just spent one for
Cool.
my speed pool.
And then I will let you apply because you have graceful, right?
I do have graceful.
Or not graceful, like
Yeah, like physical performance.
100%. You can apply that because you're kind of trying to feint him for this.
Okay.
Yes, this is you trying to be like, yeah, I'm doing the thing. You should move back and get away from me and my pointy stick.
Yeah.
It's basically a giant stake that you have.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's
so
silver
you're-
covered, which we clarified.
We clarified. You have
Okay.
a silvered big stick, which is somewhat terrifying.
With a pointy.
Great way to raise the stakes.
Hey. So you're gonna move him. So that'll count as 1 level.
Okay, and I'm gonna apply 2. Is it might or speed that this test is?
I will take this from speed.
All right, I will apply 2 levels of speed.
Uh-huh.
And I have nothing else than that. So
Okay.
that will be my.
So you get 15 or higher.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
And if you succeed, this will
Maneuver.
Yeah, maneuver him. in the
maneuver
right
him into the correct positioning.
Oh.
No.
11.
11. Okay. I think you start the process.
Yeah.
So I will say if you want to continue doing this, like you're still doing the action, like you're still moving him and he's sort of moving, but you don't quite get him all of the way.
So no, I can't. Ooh, okay,
You're
see,
not quite
Yeah.
there yet.
And I think I say, as I do that, my apologies.
My apologies.
Definitely doing the like hands behind his back, just sort of like moving to the side as you're like coming in with the glaive, and he's sort of like, and then at one point like you sort of get like a stray lock of hair, and he looks at you like,
That was my favorite hair.
apologize harder.
Can I roll to get out of his grip, his mind grip, with my turn?
Yes, yeah, to be
I'm gonna try
completely
this
out of it.
and then
Yeah,
this,
I want to
and then
be
this.
out of it. So I'm gonna spend.
So you have the charm that helps you.
Remember your character sheet, folks. There's important, useful things. on
Yeah,
there.
there really are. And then how much effort do you want to put into this? And do you have anything else that helps you with resisting mental influences?
I mean, I'm intimidating, persuasive sorts of stuff, but
Okay.
I don't think anything that
Yeah. All right. How much effort do you want to apply?
I'm gonna apply 2 levels of effort because my intellect is low.
And again, you have also, just to remind you as players, you know that the thing on his neck is the thing you want.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just to remind you, it's right here. It's glowing. It's right here.
Hello, seduce, and then.
I
grab
mean,
it
if this
and then
was
run.
if this was a Final Fantasy, someone would steal and then you'd have the object.
We're
right?
trying. We're trying.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort. I was actually gonna try doing.
And I
it
said you made it one.
I was
Yes,
trying.
actually, you do succeed because I said it was one easier from resisting before.
Yay!
So,
Oh, thank
skin of your
goodness.
teeth. Like it takes all of your mental effort because there's some deep instinct in you that wants to obey, and it feels awful. And then you kind of, it's like you have a momentary hangover, and I think that was probably your whole turn. So there's just this moment of like, it hurts. It hurts your brain.
Can I call for Cetus as a free move?
Yeah, I mean, I think you turn around maybe and seek comfort from Cetus, and he's just there.
Oh, this is short.
Okay, and she'll just like, and get down and just like face butt him for a hot second.
He like rubs his face up against you.
She's just like, Anon's just having a moment. It has been a long time since she's been controlled. That she's.
Ooh. Dale, what are you gonna do?
How far away is Dracula? Short range? Medium
Yeah, short range.
Short range. All right, I will go ahead And since I see him, he's slightly distracted. I will give him my evil eye. Ray of confusion. Ray of confusion. Short range. So it's 2 points of intelligence.
Cool.
It makes everything one step harder
Oh, for him.
for him.
Awesome.
And then 1 point of damage. Ignore the armor.
it's an action?
It's an action.
Cool. So then you got to roll. I will say it is already one easier because Pine is keeping him distracted for
Yes.
sure. And that will count as help, but not like him being trapped help. So it's one level easier from that. Do you want to apply any effort?
I will apply 2 layers of effort.
All right, give me a roll.
So let me write down. So that would be 5. Well, minus 3.
5 minus 3, so 2.
Right.
And
So how-
yeah, because your 2 edge counts towards the 2 costs of the intellect, and then the effort is separate. So,
Okay, yeah,
so you're
yeah.
good. You only have to spend those 2 points,
Okay,
right? You have
yeah,
2
yeah.
intellect edge.
Yes, I have the
Cool.
intellect edge.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
Cool.
Just had to remember.
Yep.
Ha! No.
What'd you roll?
4.
Cool.
No.
No.
I
No.
Somebody cut that, please.
I think this is. I like to imagine this is what happened. You point. You do aha, and then he just looks at you, and just kind of like there's a gleam in his eye.
It's an eye off.
I mean, I guess if I still have, as a
You
free
can
action,
re-roll if you want with experience. It's up to
I
you.
have 1 experience, but yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
We're gonna
It's Dracula.
It's
He's
Dracula.
looking you in the eye,
Yeah.
giving you the stink eye.
Doing a stink eye. Not that one. Oh.
You shouldn't have taken the reroll.
Oh no!
No. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh. Okay.
Did you roll a 1?
Don't
I
make that
need
face.
you to roll me I guess a d6. No, a d4. A d4. No, a d6. Sorry, it's a 1. It can't hit Dracula.
Oh, you're
yeah,
doing
d4.
that. Oh, this
1, 2, 3,
This
4.
is actually the nicest thing you could do. Like, you could way worse. There's so many.
One of you's getting hit by a ray of confusion, and you get to find out who it's gonna be.
Is it Cetus?
No!
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll me a d4.
Hold on.
Bye.
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait, where's the D8?
Do you need a d4? I got d4 for you.
Okay.
If you trust, here, I'll let you pick.
I don't care. Just give me 1. Oh, those are D4s.
Yeah, the caltrops.
Yeah,
Caltrops.
caltrops.
Roll me a
I know.
caltrop. It's a danger die.
I was like, I'm sorry. 4.
Your spell goes wide. As you point, and he looks at you, and he just sort of like gives you this like evil eye squint, and you feel this sort of moment.
It reflects off of his eye.
And it reflects off of like it hits behind him as he sort of ducks to the side. It bounces off a mirror. I don't know why this ray of confusion is reflective, and you just get bam in the side. And like, you know what? It kind of makes sense. You just had the mind control hit you, and you feel slow and sluggish and uncomfortable for a moment, and everything is now 1 step harder for you. How long does that last?
It doesn't say when it stops. It just says that it is
Forever! It's a focus,
Does
right?
that
This
count?
is your
Does
witchcraft.
that count if I shapeshift?
Yeah, it's a witchcraft. It's my warlock ability.
Does it count if I shapeshift?
Yes.
No, don't say yes, Claudia. Say
Yes,
no.
it
Say
does
no.
count.
No, it doesn't.
It just
I'm
says it
immune
makes
in
1
that form.
step harder, and it doesn't say because it's supposed to hit not a friendly.
I'm immune, and everyone
supposed
loves
to
me in
hit-
that form.
We'll say roll me a d4. Okay.
Because
Where the hell are my
it's
D4s?
supposed to be for enemies, not for
Yeah.
yeah. So it
Yeah.
doesn't. If it hit
1.
Lasts for 1 round.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry.
One's a good
That's fair.
sometimes.
It normally wouldn't hit a friend, but you rolled a 1.
Ones are good sometimes.
I appreciate 1.
Going to 4 years.
I assume like when this happens, like she gets knocked sideways, and then can Cetus take his turn?
Yes, Cetus can totally take his turn. Everyone's gone and then it'll be Dracula's turn after that.
So then that pisses off Cetus, and
Yeah.
he just like turns.
Does he know it came from Dale? Probably not.
No, he just like
Yeah.
he walked into this thing. Everyone is clearly fighting this one
Yeah.
thing. Now that thing randomly hurt and he's pissed, so he's gonna try and go like bite.
Okay. I think he counts. Oh god, he's supposed to be like a level 2 character.
He is.
So I will say for this, I will let you make a flat roll. Probably won't succeed, but you'll have a few levels of help.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 17.
It's the highest roll we've had. I'll take it.
Yay!
I was like, how many levels of help has he had? Probably 1 and 2. If he had effort, I would say he could apply it. That's the hard part about NPCs.
Yeah, I don't think that he comes with effort, but I would feel like there would be another, like, at least 1 level of assist because of seeing what happened to Anon.
Well, that's
like,
where the 2 came from. So
Okay.
technically he would have
Okay.
needed an 18.
Oh.
But
And he hates Dracula.
And he hates Dracula.
He
You all
does get a
do.
bonus against things with bones in them. 'Cause he
Oh
likes bones.
yeah, because he's like, oh, num num, want that yummy bone.
You gotta get that bone seed.
Ooh.
Sorry, I will stop talking.
I guess his bites probably count as a light weapon.
I
Like, that's the
can't-
hard part about dealing with NPCs is they're technically like a flat level a lot of the time. But I will say with the 17, I'm gonna allow it.
Yay! He is a light weapon
Because he is
a
he
2
is
level damage.
a light weapon.
He is.
So he goes in and he bites, and Dracula just like looks down with this sheer malice, and
What have I done?
yeah, I mean you told Cetus to go bite Dracula, so it's his turn now,
Oh, no, puppy.
and he just sort of looks like he growls. You hear this guttural growl, and whether or not Cetus is going to stand down, and he sort of whispers at this dog like, "Down. I don't have quarrel with you. And who's hurt him the most?"
No one
Not in on.
You tried to shoot him.
I
You are
did.
trying to. You are probably the most annoying right now.
I
think is
am.
the answer to that. So he is going to. But he kind of likes you. So he's going to try and take your glaive
Okay.
and put his hands on it. And his plan is to disarm you, as
Okay.
opposed to hurt you. And I actually need you to roll for Cetus to keep to whether or not he's going to listen to Dracula. And you are going to roll for him to he's going to try and disarm.
18.
Cetus will listen to you over Dracula right now.
Yeah, he
You wanna
will.
try
That's
the
right,
little
because
guy?
it's Cetus.
You are being attacked. This is a speed defense that is, I guess it's probably might because he's trying to grab your weapon and pull it out. So it's might defense.
Okay. I do not have might defense, which is unfortunate. I do a speed defense, and not might defense. All right. I need to keep all my points for punching later, so I
Okay,
will not add
so
any points of effort.
You are not applying any levels of effort. Do you have anything that will prevent you from being disarmed?
Your reborn
No.
muscles.
Okay, I will let you roll.
Okay. 20.
You actually got a
I
natural 20.
actually
That's
got a
the only
natural
reason I
20.
was letting you roll, because technically you could not succeed.
But my major
But
effect.
you get a major effect. So I'm gonna let you think about this, because I think what happens is he's gonna succeed at disarming
Yeah.
you, but you get a major effect.
I know it.
And so he's going to like pull it. He just pulls it out of your hand, and he's stronger than Quake. He just it's like, you showed me respect. I suggest you continue to do so. And he's holding your weapon.
Yeah, I assume he just is.
Yeah, he's just holding it like in that kind of awkward way, and then I think he's gonna hold it, because why not? It'll be funnier when you stab someone with your own weapon. What do you do? What do you want your major effect to be,
I think
other than getting your weapon back?
Pine's major effect is it because right now he is afraid.
Yeah.
No one has hit Dracula.
Yeah.
No one has gotten close. You're almost gone to our team if this goes badly. And I think Dracula could probably hear Pine's heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. You smell delicious.
I think Pine is going to take this moment and this major action as a focusing, controlled. He's not going to flinch as the weapon is taken from him, but instead he's going to put his hand on Dracula's shoulder. And not in an aggressive way, but in a like, I need you to look at me in this way. And it's gonna try to like speak.
Yeah, what do you say? He is not going to eat you yet. You have touched him, though. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Pine is very good with royalty. Lord Dracula of the Night, if I die, you may hear my apologies until your ears tire of my voice. It would be poetic, as my name is a summary of your realm. You are the most alluring creature in this plane. But not all universes. I ask you for one duel. Give me back my weapon. I am mortal. If I get first blood, let us go.
He sort of smiles. And he sees your hand. He kind of lifts your hand off of his shoulder. Puts it down. Challenge me to a duel.
It is the most honorable thing to do. A knight protects their own. And now I think Dracula can hear.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more fear coming back.
What do I get if I win? Besides you leaving, which I presume I will succeed at regardless.
I think that is for the Lord to decide.
Fine.
This way is not working. We all know that. If we weigh the scales, this will make it even.
But you don't let someone else decide your fate. You decide your fate, Pine.
Some people are arrows that are meant to be thrown and tossed and to kill and to, if possible, be used again.
That's bullshit, Pine.
I agree with Pine.
Shut up, Oz.
Except for it let me duel him. Under the same rules. First blood.
You still haven't answered my question. What do I get if I win? You've said I can decide.
No, we are not agreeing to that.
Me?
That is what I have concern with.
I don't like you.
But I can open up to many more places than just this one. More people?
I've already had half a city dropped on my town. Ugh, they're a nuisance. The witch included.
Surrender what you have, and they will leave.
He is right.
You think... You have no idea what this does.
You have no idea what we want to use it for.
No, I'm fairly certain I do. Oh, of course she wouldn't have told you. Oh dear. I want to keep you. I like you. You're respectful. I think you would fit in here in the castle. But I will keep this sporting. Fighting me would be a certain failure for all of you. I will let you fight one of my champions instead.
I think there's like a huge just way as Pine now realizes this is possible.
Oh, wait.
I
Can
accept.
Walk to
Wait.
Fine.
Friend.
I
No, I will stop him and say, no. I will use lying, or I guess deception, how I usually do. Why take this warrior when you can have a warlock like me? You said you needed a consort. You don't want somebody that can use a weapon against you. And I already am from the darkness as well, and I have more information. I know much, and I can entertain you more.
I would rather that it be none of us. Can we find another solution?
Beautiful.
I'll let you fight over it if you really want.
Can we please just speak amongst ourselves for one moment? 'Cause I just-
Take
just-
your time.
If it pleases you, may we perhaps have a room? Your ears are
Everywhere.
yes. Please.
Take your time. And he'll just kind of turn away and suddenly be gone in the shadows.
All right.
Look, none of us are staying here.
I have a plan. I have a plan. And I really do appreciate everything you've done so far. Like
You still have a mission. What are you doing? You have to go
It's
find.
exact. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Dale.
Quakers will go out there.
I don't have a mission.
You have a son and daughter
I also
and
don't.
a wife
You are.
in the Florida.
Pine, I have to tell you.
Dale, who is sometimes Anthony, you have a family.
Pine.
Family is very strong.
I don't think he can take the answer that you're about to tell him right now.
Pine. I don't have a family. Anthony is the bully that bullied me in high school, and that is why I use his name. Because if stuff happens and I need to burn a name, I'd rather he gets hit with everything.
But one of the daughters is an honors mathematica. That was a lie too?
No. I mean, she is valedictorian. But I don't have qualms with him, I just have qualms with the dad. Sometimes people marry jerks. This is how the world works.
Accurate.
I'm sorry, Pine. In my world, I know you know me. I know a lot of things, but in my world, people see me as a loser. I have no meaning other than knowledge. Why
Dale,
do you-
are you not sometimes Anthony?
You said you had a plan.
I do, but I'm not sure if I should wait for this to be resolved just quite yet.
What
But
is Pine doing right now?
Pine collapsed as soon as Dracula was out of the room because just so tired.
He's just kind of like kneeling on the floor.
And I think at this point, like, Pine is not looking at Dale. And it instead just, like, turned.
Anon's gonna like just sort of grab Pine's hand while they.
all right, we're here because of me.
Correct.
Because of you all, I was able to find Laura. I was able to find my son. You've all helped me tremendously. At this point on, getting out, that relies on me. I understand. And I'm not looking just to lose my family immediately after gaining them back, nor am I thinking about having them lose me after we've just been reunited. I do have a plan. I have a way to get out of here. All we need is the stone around his neck. I just need close enough to grab it. You brought up a great point. If he takes this challenge of one-on-one combat against him, first blood, those rules, those words, I can beat him. Now, since he's suggesting a champion, the rules have changed quite a bit, but I still believe there is a way for me to win this.
Perhaps. You are great with hands. Is there a way I could distract the champion and you can still get your prize?
Here's the catch. For this to work, the three of you need to leave out of my... Just leave the area immediately. Until I come find you. Give me 5 minutes. No more, no less.
He is unlikely to attempt to kill himself, being that his family is here. And frankly, Pine, considering the knowledge you've just had dropped on you, I am not certain that you would be good in a fight. I mean that in the kindest and most honest of ways, please believe me.
What's Dale doing right now?
such a bad situation. Again, why is it always information? This is why I don't share information.
So he's just kind of standing. Are you like standing at one end and like muttering in a corner a little
Yeah,
bit?
pretty much.
Okay.
I'm muttering, this is why I don't share information, this is why I don't work with people. People means drama is bad.
Cool.
All right. You are young. I will be frank. I do not believe you are a stronger fighter than me.
I don't need to be a stronger fighter.
Are you a smarter fighter?
I have my own strengths.
We all know that.
Let me use them. You said it yourself. I'm going to be great one day. Let this be that day. It starts today. 5 minutes. That's all I need. After that, you can all come back here. If I do not walk out.
Will it seem suspicious if we all leave you to this den?
Yes, it has to.
Do we have a ruse to suggest why you will walk in alone?
Maybe we can move the fight to a different location. Maybe just to prove that Dracula doesn't interfere. You can all walk out with Dracula and me against the champion. Or me against Dracula, and I can say, for the sake of fairness, the three of you can leave without interference. I mean, we do have a warlock on our team.
That does seem wise.
He already underestimates me. He already hates me.
$5 minutes. Only 5.
I'll be frank. I don't think you can survive in this court very long. So you better do well.
Dale. I'm offering you my hand.
It's not a trap. If it was a trap, she would
Just
be more
do
clear about
something
it.
violent,
Yeah.
probably.
Yes.
Later, we can talk about all of this. But for right now, let's get out of here, all right? And she's gonna like squeeze both of your hands. And that means staying in this moment right here, right now.
Presumably, we do have to arrange this bargain with Dracula before we can leave.
Presumably.
I think we can make that happen.
Dale, who was once Anthony.
Yes.
Lies are painful, but they heal.
May I take this time to use a recovery roll?
Yes. Anyone who would like to.
Yes.
Take the up to a 10-minute recovery roll. You cannot do an
Yes.
hour
Okay.
one. I'll let you. He,
Oh, I'm going to use my own dice. Because that
we'll
works
give
well.
you space whether or not he's been
No,
listening.
that's okay. You could go ahead.
No,
No one checked the corner for bats. It's fine.
no. He's noble.
He did steal.
Yeah, but like,
Not that
stealing is
noble.
all that nobles do.
That's true. Actually, that is how nobles get all their wealth. Is they steal, but it's not stealing. It is the reacquisitioning of goods and services.
I think Anon would also put on her force shield.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If after 5 minutes, we will do what is necessary.
Wonderful.
How do you get Dracula's attention?
I think we go to the throne room, right?
Yeah, just walk back out.
Yeah. You had like stepped into a small like little side room covered in dust, and you step back out, and there's kind of a moment in this hallway is sort of empty, and then a shadow sort of pops up and coalesces into the familiar figure that you have seen, sort of imposing, gaunt gentleman standing right at the edge of the light where it meets the darkness.
We are
Amuse me.
done with our recess. And you might be delighted to hear this, but you actually did pit us against each other. And two of our comrades seem to be in a disagreement. Besides that, we did come to terms that might seem as much as possible fair. Instead of facing the champion, one of us will face you.
To first blood.
To first blood that hits the ground. But seeing as you are 37 centuries old,
Give or take.
I will not use any of my weapons or firearms as the fighter.
Very well.
Granted, I can last in combat against you for 1 minute. Go all out. No mind games. Decapitate me. Rip my entrails out. Whatever you can do, feel free to do so.
Let me repeat what I'm hearing because I'm confused. It takes a lot to confuse me. You would like to
It's a
face me
compliment.
for 1 minute. Within that time, I can destroy you as I see fit. If you are not dead at the end of that minute, you are
I get the stone.
the victor.
If not, you get the witch.
I don't want her.
Then whatever you want.
That is
I've
not
already
how you
clarified what I
negotiate.
want.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Anon will leave at that. She'll just leave the room.
Bye.
Kontatoshtovk.
Trust me.
I already have.
I'm just, Lauren's like, what do I want? Very well. I will agree to this.
I undo my vest.
Oh, buddy.
To make sure that no other outside interference takes place, my comrades will leave. At the same time, no mind games from you. Understood?
I'll do what I can.
There's no, I mean, if you lose, you'll just know where I am.
Certainly.
Take my weapons. Take this.
What is this one you passed me?
Oh, it's that's the
thing.
revolver.
Oh.
The garland.
Oh.
The trinkets.
Oh. Okay.
And I guess for good luck, I'll take a swig of holy water. I suggest you two leave now.
Okay.
We're like,
You guys walk away and immediately turn to face Dracula. I need to make an intellect roll at level 4.
Is this the water of the river Styx?
Yes, it is.
It burns all the way down.
wait, you're drinking the water from the river Styx?
Yeah, you don't know what it is though. I don't think you guys know.
We don't
you
know.
No one's seen this cipher, so anyone who knows the myth of Achilles will probably have an inclination of what this might do. Yeah, make your intellect roll, level 4, which means you need to roll a 12 or higher.
Efforts.
Yes!
Nuts.
14.
One level of effort, I assume.
No, 2 level,
Okay.
and I just spent it lucky.
See, this is a good thing that's why I was like,
It
let's get water from
Burns all the way down, and it hurts, and you feel like that rage that wants to take over you for a moment, but it passes. You sort of let it subside, and you know what? It's a little disappointing that you don't feel anything. You're like, to feel like, you should feel invulnerable or something, but nah, just feels
And
like
on
you
that
drank
moment,
water.
I just lunge right at
Awesome.
Dracula.
Can I look at what I wrote again? Because I have a vague concept of what it does, but I don't remember.
So,
Okay.
while Lauren is reading this, if you remember,
Yep.
we once went into a recursion that was of the river Styx.
Yeah.
Our more experimental member of the team decided to lightly trip a vial
Is that...
and gather
the
the river Styx. Somehow that got into your possession.
Yeah. No, that
Okay,
works.
okay.
I just don't remember how I wrote it because I couldn't remember if it was that or
First, it's like, oh, Dale, don't take anything.
resurrection.
Oh,
Okay.
Dale, don't take anything.
Yeah.
This is why Dale takes all things.
It's a really good one. You lunge in, and I think we don't really need to roll for this because mechanically speaking, he has the upper hand. Like he's at level 8. You have to beat a 24 to hit him, and so the scene that we watch is this really uncomfortable minute where Dracula becomes more and more frustrated. He keeps trying to hurt you. And he, like, at one point, he literally just like, grabs you by the throat and rips it out, and nothing happens. And you just continue to. I think the thing is, though, is you're invulnerable to the damage, but it probably still hurts.
Yeah.
Like, there is the experience of receiving this harm over and
Do
over
we
again.
hear
as
screams?
Probably.
Yeah.
As the violence escalates and escalates. Like, he starts first, he tries to bite you and drink your blood, and then he sees this, and he starts swearing at you in this deep, old language that you don't recognize. And he kind of looks at you with this fire in his eyes. But the other thing that you notice is whenever you land any hits on him, I don't know if you try and hit him with anything.
But just-
is your hand like it doesn't seem to do anything. He is as perfect as he was when you started this fight, and you trade blows as this violence escalates dramatically until the minute is over.
Oh, right before the minute's over, I actually do want to spit in his eye because I did spill some holy water.
Yeah, you do that. It doesn't hurt him.
Oh no, I'm just rude now.
From his eye, he pulls it off. As he looks at me, he's like, "That was very rude.
I don't know.
What magic do you have? Did you also make a deal with the devil?"
Nope. True love, my friend.
I think that's the same thing. And as he places it in your hand, he says, "I suggest you ask her what this was really for."
Nice doing business with you. You should invest in an interior decorator.
I find when there's no lights on, it's more pleasant.
You should try it with the lights on sometime. I turn and walk out.
Do we see Anon out there?
Yeah, so Anon was just out in the hallway, and like when you come out there, she's just like pacing.
Yeah,
and
what
I
does
think
it look like on the other side as we
Silence and
hear the
clenching.
sounds of bodies like being ripped and pain and screams.
Pine is unusually unfazed. Like, it's war.
Anon is just like pacing, and Cetus is like flat on the ground, ears all the way back, and just sort of whimpering.
And you see Oz come out. And, like, your clothes are significantly damaged. Like, he did not pull any punches, but you are unscathed in terms of there are no cuts, there are no bruises, there's no blood. Like, you're sweaty and gross, and your clothes have been torn, but you look uninjured.
Anon's gonna like throw her arms around you, and then come back and slap the fuck out of you.
It just wore off. Ouch.
So, for those who don't know, the cipher, did you read it out loud?
I did not.
Yeah.
Styx water, received an episode before this one. A person or object coated in water from the river Styx becomes invulnerable to might and speed damage for 1 minute. They must pass an intellect level 4 challenge or be consumed by hatred for 1d4 minutes. 5 minutes or less. No more, no less.
For those who don't know, the mythology behind that is Achilles was dipped in the river Styx. That's how
And
he became
therefore,
Achilles.
and that's why his heel, because that's where she pinched and held him. So that was his
I just
I
turned
give
him over
you
and
back.
dipped him again.
What? Wait, hold
Right.
on. And I'll poke.
double dip, always
Wait,
double dip.
Hold on. Notes. What?
Let's just get out of here right away.
As you hold the stone, make a free recovery roll.
Don't. I have no damage.
You hadn't healed any. You feel real good.
All right.
Like you feel filled with life and vigor.
We got what we came for. Let's It's time to go home. Thank you. Thank you.
I think Pine takes off his jacket because you don't have a shirt anymore and passes you his jacket.
Thanks.
Do we still have horses?
Oh, did they get chased off?
So you step outside. You step out. You're in the courtyard. You go through the courtyard. It's still daylight.
Oh.
You weren't in there that long. Like, you did 1 10-minute recovery roll. You're probably in for a few hours. You went during the day. You get out of the castle. You step out of the gates, and you look to where you left the horses.
Even odds?
Yep. Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to?
You roll.
Are the horses there?
Yes.
Nope.
Dang it.
Oh.
There are no horses there. You can see where there were hoof prints and then paw prints, and you think that maybe some wolves or something might have chased them off.
Radcliffe, no.
This is a sad day.
This is gonna be a very long walk.
Come on. And I think he lifts his arms out for Oz.
I'm good.
I do not believe that is actually true.
Trust me, friend. I'm good. You've taught me a lot. I'm good. I can use a walk.
And we walk.
And before we as we're just after we leave the castle, as we realize the horses aren't there, and as the group starts to walk, Anon's gonna turn back toward the castle, and she's gonna pull out a little black book and write a single name in it, and then put it away.
I love Anon's little black book. You begin at the now somewhat longer, somewhat less pleasant walk towards the other castle on the other side of the village. You walk through the village. People will kind of turn and look at you as you go there, but otherwise it's fairly, no one really pays you too much of attention, because at this point you look a little bedraggled, but not in terrible shape, and that's not super unusual. Although when you walk past, people are like, Anthony, oh my goodness, Anthony, blah, blah, blah. And three people, they come and they fawn over you. Oh my God, can you sign my bodice?
Yeah, I guess I will play the role as awkwardly as possible because this is too many people all at once coming towards.
I think Pine starts noticing that and will stand next to him, but just nay. And just push no.
But yes, you know what? While I'm in town, I will tell one of them, grab them as, we have already eradicated 2 of the vampires, and do not be aware.
Did you find... Was it Carl? Is that who it was? The person who you found who was
Oh, the
dead?
guy who's a little bit racist?
Yeah, the one who's a
yeah,
little
it
bit
was
racist.
Carl.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's
dead.
okay.
Did you find Carl, my beloved?
I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and tell her. I'm sorry. To save his soul, he was already bitten and too far gone.
They faint into your arms.
Okay. Well,
Of course it's into the arms.
Do you see that you killed 2?
yes.
They will be hungry for revenge. I suggest
Honor.
extra locks tonight.
No need. We're all going home.
Only half of them technically are going anywhere.
Uh-oh.
Do you drop them? Do you catch them when they swoon into
am
your
I
arms?
actually dropped?
I don't know. She's gonna swoon into your arms. It's
Okay,
up to you.
yes, I guess, because it's the better thing. I will. Is there flashing lights that happen behind me or something?
It probably looks dramatic.
My dear, here, have this piece of garlic.
I feel better now. The smell. Stands up and walks away.
So good, I didn't get my breath.
What am I supposed to do with this? People are actually coming towards me.
And you eventually wind your way.
I don't talk. I don't have good advice anymore. That's another skill.
You can reach beyond for that.
I could.
But fuck it. You eventually wind your way back up the road to the castle. You get to the front of the castle that belongs to Laura, the Wicked Witch of the West. This castle, you notice, is definitely on the west side of this village. And yeah, signs everywhere. And
I
as
married the
you
blood.
come up to the door, as you walk up the path, you come up to the door flings open, and Laura is standing there. She's already there. Her hair pulled back in her sort of very Victorian outfit, the light glistening off the red in her hair, and she kind of looks at you. You're back. You made it.
You ready to get out of here?
And she just comes up to you and puts her arms around you into an embrace. You look well, but also not well.
I died a couple of times, but we're good.
What?
I didn't actually die, but it's like it's. I have so many bones in me.
Wait, did you?
She would rattle off the exact number of bones, which is like 200 and something.
Yeah, we have what we need. Let's go.
Yes. And she'll reach out as you hold out the stone, and she puts it in her hand and she kind of covers it. I'm going to go get everything ready. Make yourselves comfortable. They'll bring you tea or whatever else you
Wine.
need. Wine, tea, food.
May I ask if me and Anon take a meal alone?
Of course. I have many rooms. It's a big castle. There's not that many of us living in it. I'll let you know when everything's ready.
Gonna check on Frank.
Yes, he's asleep in the nursery. And she sort of stops paying attention to all of you and kind of turns and walks back into the castle. And you see her head up the stairs towards where you presume her lab is in the tower.
A word?
Of course.
I think we accept tea from the very nice butler, and Pine takes it, and then would just awkwardly walk to the nearest room, which probably is no, I know castles. It's a sunroom.
Yeah, there's a little conservatory. It's got lots of windows. It's very greenery.
It probably has herbs.
This castle feels less like it was designed so Dracula's castle was this was a castle built in the era of castles. This one is this was a Victorian era castle that they built and modeled after castles.
Yeah. There's one side that's in a conservatory.
Yeah.
Anon will just take her
Do
wine.
you make it clear that you just want you two to be?
I think Pine will
Okay, no. I read the signs. I will go look for shinies
Okay.
because I'm getting super.
Yeah, I think I know where you end up, and this is perfect.
Oh God.
That's vile.
Someone needs to go there.
Oh yay.
It's
no.
a Victorian Disney castle, yes, just in the middle of the park. So the two of you are going to take Tilo and Oswer. You're going to look for shinies.
I was looking for shinies. Yes.
Where are you going to go?
The nursery with Frank, my child.
He's asleep.
I know.
He's real cute.
Is he making little spit bubbles?
Just like your father.
He drools when he sleeps. Okay. Let's go for the two of you for a moment.
I think Pine has this weird more care than usual to set up the tea. Yes, he knows how to pour tea, as knights should, but also there's an odd amount of fidgeting from him. He's not a fidgeter, but he turns the cup this way and then this way, and then finally eventually brings you a cup and sits down or stands next to you or sits down next to you.
Anon would as he just sort of, I presume, stands there, she would pat the city next to her and then rest the tea very politely and carefully on her knees. And while he was fidgeting around the room, she would have shut the doors to give them privacy.
Eventually, we all leave.
Yes, perhaps.
Some of us through honor and battle, and quickly, and some through choice and decision and bargain. You've never been angry with us. I've never seen you angry.
It takes a lot.
I will always attempt to die first. I will always be the wooden shield that cracks. I will be the porcelain cup that cannot take. That is what I was trained to do. That is what my life, my duty deserves. Your anger almost led us to death by Dracula.
Accurate.
Will you be angry? I should not say that. A lot of this anger is this world.
I believe so. But it is a fair and accurate concern. Who knows what other worlds I will be in where my instincts will be more base. But you should not always throw yourself first. You are worthwhile. You mean something, and you matter.
I do not throw because, and I think Pine takes a moment before he says, because I believe I am worthless. I step forward because I know I can take it. You have incredible conversation, and you can do sorcery. And you've spin the truth from lips like no one else. But you are not a shield. You are not a bow. You have been placed at the head of this team, so you know what your duty is. Just like I have mine. And perhaps I was too quick to make my own decisions. Because I was afraid of losing a second person.
It is difficult to lose people. It's funny, I hadn't realized I'd grown so close to all of you. That doesn't usually happen. I'll be more careful in the future. Look for decisions that make sense for the whole.
And I will attempt to listen with reason.
You deserve so much more than you give yourself credit for, and you can find your own path, Pine. I want you to understand this. Sometimes people are like Dale. Sometimes they seem like they're one thing, and then sometimes they're horribly, horribly different.
But Dale was not.
No, Dale was. That is not a horrible thing that Dale was. You're right. It's simply his way of protecting himself.
Yes. And if the fates braid and loom in the most spectacular pattern, at the end of this I will find my bow.
I hope that at the end of this, Pine, you learn to be your own bow. Because sometimes people who pretend to be as strong as bows are made of nothing but glass and shatter when any weight is placed against them. And sometimes that's just the sort of people they are. They want to look beautiful and they want to look fancy and they want to guide other people, but the reality is they can't. The reality is they're just a sham. But that's not a reflection on the arrow. And it doesn't mean that the arrow can't learn to fly on its own. There are worlds where arrows can fly of their own power without a bow.
I think there's going to be a pause, and I think Pine's going to put his hand on your shoulder. You are not made of glass.
I think that's where we're gonna fade out on that scene. Because that is a beautiful. Oh!
That's
I'm not talking about me! And that's when the butler's standing in the corner is like, Mochi! Meanwhile,
You closed the door before I could leave. I found it rude to open it.
my headcanon, at least for those who saw Manner of Speaking, is that there is always a servant in the background of every scene. Just like, well, this is where I live now.
Can't step, tip, tip, cheerio.
Also, sorry, Dale.
It's okay. No,
no,
it's fine.
under the bus.
But it,
So for those who also missed, Frank does have he is brown and also patches of white because he has vitiligo, which may or may not become green when he's somewhere else.
Ooh.
He does have green eyes and red hair.
oh.
Speaking of which,
Oh.
and somewhere else in the castle, somewhere ears burning. You're like,
I'm Adonis.
Talking about
you
me.
sort of go and
Exactly.
the armory door that you had heard about, like you sort of try it and it's locked and you kind of I don't know if this counts as a GM intrusion, but we'll say it does, so you can take a point of XP because I'm guiding your character into
Yeah,
a
no.
situation for the purpose of revealing something.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
So take a point of XP
Oh,
for
it's
yourself,
fine.
and then you can give it to someone else. Give one to someone else.
You know what? I'll give it to you. You did a lot of good role playing today.
Ooh.
You get a star.
So
Have that star.
you
Star. Bonsai star.
you make your way up. You kind of go up this tower, and you see up at the top. You feel like, oh, your time. You're gonna go upstairs. You see an open door.
Oh.
And inside of it, you hear some noises coming from there, and they're like a little bit of music to your ears. They're the noises of science, the sounds of machineries and whirring and electronics. And
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky.
you head in, and you go in, and you see at first inside, like this is a lab, it's a workshop. It's really, there's a lot of stuff happening in here. It's this huge vaulted, like domed ceiling that you can see something in the ceiling probably opens up. There's like some sort of electricity charge thing in the center that's probably takes lightning and channels it into something. And there's bits of equipment laid all the way around the room, and you see Laura, and she's doing something. She's kind of facing something over here, and you see to the side she's placed the stone that you collected, this green stone, and it appears to kind of be hovering in between these 2 points.
Oh,
in the
so I
machine.
see her working on stuff. Can
Yeah.
I fade into the shadows with my nose?
Yeah. Do you want to try and sneak up on her, or like kind of see what she's working on? Yeah. As you do this, you kind of you can roll me a sneak. Let's see whether or not she notices
Okay.
you. What do you have to help with sneaking?
I have sneak.
Cool, perfect. So we'll drop this down one. Let's say she's pretty occupied, so let's say you need to roll 6 or higher.
6 or higher. 6 or higher.
You got this.
11.
11. You quietly go over, you kind of go around the long way, and you see what she's looking at. And you get a very clear view. And she's very, very gentle. Like she's being very soft with whatever she's working with. And you see her pull this white sheet away. And underneath the sheet, you see very clearly, at first you think you're looking at Frank. And then you realize this infant is smaller and younger by several months. And the color is faded, almost as if there is sort of a gray tinge around the edge.
Oh.
And it is very much the body of a small, young child, infant.
That's what it's.
And that's what you see.
I will stay hidden.
And that's where we're gonna end this first half. We're gonna take a break there. Hi everyone, I'm gonna read some donations.
We got feelings over here, and that's up. More feelings over here,
And
feelings,
baby.
feelings.
No one asked her what she was really using it for.
Dead babies, all the babies, dead babies.
Yeah. Well, we said a bad baby recursion. So, yeah.
Oh
Hi. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm going to read some of the donations that came through. Hope everyone's okay with that. I'm a bad person. You're like, I'm going to look for shinies. I'm like, you're going to end up in the lab.
I mean, you would go into labs.
Always getting stuck with the bad parts, guys.
I mean, well, I'm not gonna.
It's just Dell's feet.
All
It is
right.
Dale's face.
Our first one that came through was from Colonel RPG with $10. Much love. Keep being amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the unspeakable. Oh, I think these ones may have been before this. Oh, well, with $15. Wait, you don't pay Marcus and popcorn? I think that was from earlier. Stabbin' Terry with $5. Stabbin' Terry's really only known for two things: delicious dingo stickos and Stabbin's new dingo sticko kebabs. Combine both of those, that yummy meat and quality crafted Stabbin' steak. Get your garlic infused dingo sticko with Stabbin' steak now. Nom. Thanks. Thank you. William CW with $15. Great to see you all. I love the show, and well, I love the whole channel, and I want it to thrive. So I'm so happy I can contribute with money and time. Can't wait to see you all in March. Thank you. I know you're gonna be in Emerald City. Woo! Yay!
Too soon.
I'm just burped. I'm really
Wait,
sorry.
what?
That was very classy. And Anon with $5.69 and no message.
Oh.
No, this is
Yeah.
from your.
It's you. Yeah, it's you.
Oh,
Only if you'd like to.
Who was it from?
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Anon.
I remember Transylvania. It was a nice place. Fences around houses. Kids played after dark.
I remember before you know who moved in. It was such a nice city to live in.
Everything changed ever since you know who moved up into the castle.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I know. Am I right, Mikey?
Hey!
No, Mikey's dead. We pan over.
Oh
I'm sorry,
What was-
Vampire Mikey. Hey!
no! What was once a thriving community slowly turned into a ghost town. Also a vampire town and a werewolf town. Don't let monsters move into your city. Gentrification sucks. Paid for by the Chamber of Commerce of Transylvania.
All right, thank you so much. We will be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and I promise you I'm not going to leave you with that image for too long without any resolution. Have fun. We'll be right back.
Hey!
Hey!
Vampire Mikey, yeah.
Welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, we are playing Worlds Beyond, a strange RPG using the Cypher System / Strange Setting from Monty Cook Games. Thank you so much for joining us. We are in the midst of our adventure. Again, our quick reminders, you can support us in a lot of different ways. You can tip directly or donate directly. The numbers show up below, and I will read out any of your lovely messages that come with those donations. You can also head over to our Patreon and check us out there. And this Saturday, we have our fundraiser.
Yes, with actual razors.
I will bring a razor and put googly eyes on it, and we will make it a tiny party hat, and it will be our fundraiser mascot.
How much can I throw it across the room?
0.
Okay.
It's bladed.
There.
It is sharp.
What if it has a guard on it?
Nope, still not okay.
What if we put it in a pillow?
What if
It's a flip phone.
What if it's not a razor and it's a picture of a razor, and you fold it into a paper airplane and throw it across the room? Yes.
Like it. I can. What I've heard is make a plane for it. It's fine.
Oh no. So join us for that starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I will be running a one-shot Spider-Verse RPG using the mask system, and we will have Night Witches and some board games happening that day. So come, it'll be great. Join us for that. With that, I'm going to really quickly, everyone, say who they're playing and their name, and then we're going to jump right back into it. Start over here.
Hi, I am playing Anon Nisi. Her pronouns are she, her, and my things are shell game. Yeah. Okay, cool.
A razor! A moto razor!
Yeah. Well, like,
You can't throw that across the room. It's heavy and it'll hurt people. Who are you and who are you playing?
It's me, Nathan Kiss, aka in this game Oswald Dukes. Both of us, he, him.
I'm Jackie Dash. I'm playing, my own pronouns are she, her, but I'm playing Pine Knights, who's a graceful vector who does damage, and his pronouns are he, him, and I like to throw things across the room.
Hello, my name is Bonsai, and I play Dale. I am a she, but he is a he.
And I'm Random Tuesday, your GM. We last left our intrepid adventurers in the castle of the Wicked Witch of the West, who is currently not in residence in Oz, but rather in Transylvania. It's a long story, but anyway, they're there now. The group recovered a magical stone that we now see. The figure of Laura, the witch, leaning over, working on something as she pulls Dale hiding in the corner of her lab behind some large piece of equipment as she gently lifts a white sheet. And underneath there is the small, yet clearly not alive, figure of an infant. It looks maybe a month old at most. Little wisps of dark reddish hair, vitiligo, of dark and light skin patterning the face.
So what I know,
But most of it looks sort of that pale and kind of drained of life and blood.
I mean, okay, so here I'm gonna just check
Yeah.
real quick. If I look at the baby,
Uh-huh.
could I tell if it was like dipped in formaldehyde? Did she have this baby for a long time? Is it a new baby? Maybe a baby with Draki?
Also,
Yeah.
what I was wondering, actually.
So that's
Yeah,
what I'm
a
gonna
baby.
try
Yeah.
seeing. I'm gonna be like, I don't know if I could break it.
From this distance, it'll be hard.
Okay.
Let's say this is difficult, so 12 or higher.
12 or higher with perception.
Yeah, well, you knock it down with one
Okay.
for perception, so 9 or higher.
Okay.
To like
And,
kind of know how old is the baby.
like how if it was dipped in formaldehyde.
Yeah, like how preserved is
How
it?
preserved is it? So 9 or higher?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You're not sure. You definitely do see like the infant bears a striking resemblance to Frank, who you have seen before. So that which you know is Laura and Oz's baby.
Okay.
So less likely to be a baby with Dracula. Like you can interpret that much. Exactly how old or whether or not it's formaldehyde. Like you don't smell anything that would suggest formaldehyde. So your inclination is something like not natural, right? It's probably magical or super science-y kind of strange magic that would have been used.
So that's what she's using the rock for.
You don't know what she's using the rock for.
Okay, well, but I'm gonna just.
You see the rock suspended, this glowing green stone suspended in between like two almost electrode points.
I
Kind
think
of
I'm gonna go
crackling
ahead
energy.
and try. Like I could watch this, but then I don't know what it's gonna be. So I'd rather just kind of warn. I'll go ahead and try getting my way out of here as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And
I'll
then
let you
get
keep
my-
your previous roll, so like you can
quietly.
There's no doors in
quietly.
castles.
She left the door open. She was busy. She needed to get to work quickly.
Backing up, and then you just see me as soon as I'm out at your shot. Clatter. No, not clatter. Just
Oh, just quiet. Patter, patter down the stairs.
and then.
Where do you go? You're just sort of standing at the bottom of the tower.
Okay. Tea room. There's a random. Is there a random servant?
Probably, yeah. Someone walks past.
How
How may I help you?
Where were the other two? Not
Ours is in the nursery.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. And the other two are in the conservatory.
Okay. And just and then as soon as I can,
Where are you knocking?
is there?
Oh, at the
door?
conservatory? Yeah,
Yeah.
the door is
Okay.
closed.
Yeah.
You see that one of the servants exit the door and just sort of give you this like wide-eyed look of like, there are things happening inside.
You have no idea. So I mean, Pumpernickel.
What?
Pumpernickel.
I forgot what that word means.
Oh, and okay. Anon's gonna like set her tea aside, grab her wine, rise up, and go. We'll carry this on later. It's an emergency.
But we will carry this on yet later, because you are valuable and treasured and strong.
That wasn't what I. Oh. Swings back all the wine. All the wine. Shakes her head and then is like,
Pumpernickel.
say more than Pumpernickel Dale. What do you mean?
You open the door, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
I was respecting
okay.
your.
Oh, excellent. Yes, no. So
It's so
Anna
great.
rises up, she
I'm
gulps it, and then
slowly
she like
making
opens
progress.
it.
Okay.
Dale!
I
You're doing
asked
it
for
good.
permission this time. You know.
It's very good.
Fine.
So she'll open the door and be like, by all means.
Okay.
What's Pumpernickel?
Where's Oz?
Okay, hold on.
Is something wrong with Oz? Is
no.
Oz in a well?
No.
Should we
no.
have
Okay,
Oz
shh,
for
shh,
this
shh.
conversation?
No, no.
Is this a surprise for Oz?
No.
Are we perhaps giving him a...
Okay. So, you know, guys, I looked around. I just, minding my own
Presumably.
business. Yes, looking around.
The door wasn't locked.
The door was open.
This is... Okay. Wait. Open?
The door was opened. And so it open door is invitation.
Yeah.
So, I was just kind of looking around, because, nothing else to do. So I wanted to break it to you guys first, because you know how Oz is, and he went through a lot.
He's a wonderful commander.
Yes. So his wife, fiance, she had the stone and I don't know what they were doing, but there is a dead baby that looks a lot like Frank.
Frank is hurt?
No. It's not Frank.
How do you know it's not Frank?
Because it's younger, maybe younger. It was a younger baby. It looked like Frank, but it wasn't Frank because it was younger than Frank is. And she was working on it. I don't
Do
know
you
what.
define working on it a little more?
So, how do I explain this? You guys ever voodoo? Gosh darn it, you're not from Earth, are you? Did you guys ever watch anything dealing with the monster undeads, mad scientists?
Well, there are some people who can appear dead and then come back from the dead on command.
Okay, so imagine I had a rat, and then I took electricity and started poking that rat.
She's poking a dead baby with electricity?
I mean...
Frank is a rat?
No, Frank's not a rat. Frank is, I don't know, but I don't know how we're gonna.
Wait. The last I saw of her, she was ascending the staircase, jewel in hand. Now you're telling me she is using electricity on a dead baby.
Well, the
Where is
jewel-
the stone?
The stone is, I don't know science. This is not my field of expertise.
If you were to paint
I thought
me
you
a
were an
picture-
expert on everyone and everything.
Yes, but this is science. This is not sociology. That's totally different fields of research.
Ah,
You know, so. Yes.
Pine does not get it. Like, that is the subtitle. Pine's like, ah!
I understand, narrator. He did not understand.
So, okay, the stone was there. It's obviously something, I don't know how it's working, don't ask me, I'm not a mad scientist. But the stone is used something. Like, she's doing prodding it, she's poking it, she's making stuff with it, how else do I describe this to you?
I
What-
think it makes sense.
We need to tell Oz. No, if there is secrets we have learned hurt everybody. If you have a secret about a friend, you should tell them immediately. Because why would you prolong pain? We must tell Oz immediately.
Sometimes it's best not to tell things immediately and instead to find the right words so as to cause the least amount of pain.
But Oz needs to know this, and our delay could cause an end for not Frank Baby.
We need to be certain that we're not about to end up in a position of, I don't know. All right, so why don't we just... First, we should find out and make sure. You're sure it's not Frank. You said it was much younger.
It's much younger. I was just checking because I wasn't too sure. It's a dead baby. Could have been Dracula's baby. It looked like Frank, though. I just checking.
Dracula, the Lord of Death, cannot
But-
have children.
I mean, it wasn't alive. So technically, I don't know.
Presumably, either way, she's not attempting to move us to another recursion if she's attempting to do something with the
I
stone
don't
and this
know. I
baby.
don't like looking at dead babies. That's not one of the things that I do.
Duly noted.
All right.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I believe, perhaps, you... If I may be bold,
You may.
take Anon to perhaps investigate more. Anon has a level head. Anon might understand. I will find Oz and just make sure Oz is okay. And I will not tell Oz.
I
of-
think we should do the opposite direction. You should go and find out more about this.
Where
child.
is Oz? Do you want to have heard any of this conversation? Because I'm okay with that.
No, we can do a quick scene in the nursery though.
Okay. Yeah. So make the decision where each of you are going and
I-
play the scene. So whoever joins you will join you after the scene.
I think I will listen and Pine will go investigate.
With
I will need, Dale will need to show me, show Pine where to go, but Pine can go alone after that.
Okay, but you can't stab her.
But do be aware of whatever dangers may exist in the room at this point. I don't think it's fair for us to assume that there wouldn't be any.
Hold this.
It's heavy.
it's a glaive. Yeah, it's heavy. Medium heavy weapon.
Why are you giving me this?
You asked me not to stab them.
I am not going to be very quiet dragging this down the hall.
I will go and explain things to Oz.
Okay. So we cut to the nursery. What's happening?
That's right. Then after Grandpa Shark, we all run away. We all run away. I know. It's so okay. Yeah, come in.
He looks well.
Yeah, it's just getting bigger by the day. It's so amazing. It's
It is.
there we go.
Oz.
I know I am so sorry to put you all through this, and to do that, it was reckless. It was selfish. I understand it's selfish. I felt like what I was doing was helping you all, but I mean, it worked. It paid off. It's one of those things where after a while, it just made sense, and I got them all back. I can't believe it. It's amazing.
Dale has seen something that leads me to believe that the stone is being used for a different purpose.
Walk over to the door. All right. Take a few steps back. Explain.
I don't have a whole lot of information at this point. I only have Dale's word, but frankly, although he's omitted a significant amount of information, he has yet to lie too blatantly. And his tells are rather obvious. So I don't think he's lying.
All right. And Dale believes that Laura still has the stone, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. I mean, whatever she's using it for probably has something to do with eventually us getting back.
Perhaps it might be best to have a conversation at the least, but it would be even better to walk into that conversation prepared for the worst.
I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm not being direct.
I understand, and I know that you were trying to be mindful of my feelings and how I am. We went through a lot, and especially today, we've all been through a lot. I understand that, and I've thought about this so many times.
Thought about what?
Everything, like what would be the worst that would happen. We stood in the castle. I thought, hey, I have the Waldorf sticks in my possession. What would be the worst that would happen if I consumed it? If it consumed me? And I thought, and I came to conclusion, nothing would be worse than me losing them again. Whatever she's using this for, that's fine. If she's using it not to take us back to Earth, not to bring us back, not to, whatever she's taking us, not you all, us, my family.
I understand.
I'm fine with that as long as I'm with them.
There is a dead child involved. I don't fully understand it either, but you should at least be fully informed.
Like okay, this is... I did not consider that. All right.
I couldn't think of another way. I'm sorry, but you need to at least have the truth. You need to be able to make decisions from an informed position. And if nothing else, you should be aware of what's happening with your own family. You need to have a conversation with Pine on that matter as well. That is something else entirely.
Fair enough. All right. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, never say that.
I know, but I mean, not talking to them, I guess.
Please take care. Sometimes people aren't exactly what you think they are.
You know. Where is she?
Somewhere upstairs, I suppose.
All right.
At that point, we cut to, you're sneaking. You get all the way up to the top to the open door, and you just, I think Dale's out. Like you point in, like, yeah, there.
Could I aid in some way to
Help with sneaking. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Are you gonna go in there, or are you just gonna help Pine? How would you help?
I mean, I guess I would lead Pine the same way I went.
Okay, you kind of offer some direction on
Is-
how you would go.
In this game, is there a preparation that I can do? Like, could I like?
Yeah, I'll say you can take some time to like make
Take
yourself
off
sound
glaive.
quiet.
I'm actually removing shoes.
Yeah.
Pine has
Putting
really
a lot of
dainty long
effort.
feet.
Yes, he does. They're beautiful. He's got a pedicure. He got a pedicure right before they left.
He definitely did with Anon when they went makeover.
Oh, of course we did. And Anon's not gonna self-care.
Yeah, no.
Pedicure.
No, it's very nice.
Beautiful nail polish.
I would have
Next
given
time.
one to you too if you wanted one to.
And I think Pine's just gonna like take, and I think he's gonna
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah,
you
I'll
probably
just-
point to the steps, and I'm gonna do that.
Well,
same.
I'll just say follow
Yeah.
me, and I'll go and lead the way in and make the pathway clear, I guess, with me.
You don't need to. If you don't want to go in, you can
I
just
could
offer
go-
the help
I-
from outside.
I'd rather go in to make
Okay,
sure.
so the two of you, I would say with the two of you working together, she still, from what you can tell, seems to be busy with something, but you don't know exactly where she is in the room. Your graceful counts towards this, I think, as well, for sneaking, for moving
I am.
quietly.
Yes.
So,
I have good balance.
I'll say both of you, all you gotta do is roll a 3 or higher.
Aha!
Oh,
Oh.
I am going to put that speed effort.
Okay.
No rolls for Claudia.
No rolls for Claudia.
Bonsai will take a chance. Natural 20.
Oh!
The good one's very
Good
nice.
Natural 20.
And it takes 5
So-
points of damage.
Yeah, you'll be able to see, and you'll have a while to watch her. I think, do you have an idea for something you would take for your bonus? If
I
not,
will actually see how old the baby is.
okay, so you can get a chance to look up. So you kind of sneak in again, and this time you see, and she's not standing next to the infant. The infant is very clearly lying on the sort of metal table. From what you can tell, there's a lot of things like connected to this table. It's on a large platform. There is the sort of electrodes holding this stone off to the side of it, and wires kind of going anywhere. And she's somewhere else off in another part of the lab, a little bit farther away, doing something. You can't quite see what it is, plugging things in, like there's moving, there's sounds of motion and movement. You see like her jacket strewn somewhere. You hear the sound of like the buzz of some sort of electric like a welder or something like that. And you can go over, and actually you can get with the 20 and the success, you can get all the way up to the table with the infant on it. Because she's not standing next to it right now, and you get a much closer look. From what you can tell, it is some sort of supernatural stasis that this infant is in that has halted
The rot.
the rot, the what happens to something after they die. It appears, from what you can tell, the infant appears female, or at least female presenting, but I don't know where I'm going with that. From what you can tell, it probably was frozen in this state.
Oh, it's a frozen
Not
baby.
frozen, but like,
Okay.
like supernaturally frozen
Yeah.
in this state almost immediately after, which is why it's smaller. Like, it looks like a newborn in terms of age and size. Female presenting baby.
I think. I think
There's no
Pine-
woman in there. There's no females presenting it, but yeah.
I think Pine is just going to like. I don't think Pine is going to intently look at the baby as much like. I think Pine's more gonna figure out what's going on, and the answer might be science-y stuff, or it might be magic-y stuff.
It's kind of both.
Okay.
That's what this place is. This recursion is scientific magic. Like, it straddles that line between what is science and what is not science.
Can I figure out if it's keeping it in the stasis or it's something that's trying to do something else? Like, that is, I think, what Pine is wondering.
Do you
Is this-
have science and or magical knowledge or experience?
I'm really good at hitting things.
I'm gonna say you probably can't figure it out.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I'll just go ahead and I'll be like, I'll signal you want to. Before, you know.
You hear the sounds of movement in the back of the room.
Yeah, Pine's gonna follow.
Alright, well, I mean, I guess before I leave, is identifying. Does that work?
What are you
for-
trying to learn? Like, what do you want to know is my question.
I guess it is. I don't know. Like, I understand she's. What. the rigs. I got computer science.
Mm-hmm.
I can figure out if it's like
I'm trying to figure out what she's doing.
what she's doing with the body.
Okay.
Yeah. What's that?
I would say identifying, and it's a cipher from what you can tell. That
The baby's
object.
a
No, not
cipher.
the baby.
Oh.
The stone.
Okay.
The stone was a cipher, so I will say strange lore.
Strange.
Apply
All
to this.
right. So what is the?
This is 9 or higher, I think.
9 or
tomato.
higher?
Yeah, with all of that stuff applied.
No, 3. I don't
3.
know anything. This is
You're
not-
like you can make some guesses based off of the genre, but I don't know how well you know the genre.
I would know some. Okay, so I think I have a rough idea, and so that's why I said Zach.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Okay. I think we're probably leaving right when you guys get up there.
Yeah. So you all pile in. You get hyped partway down the stairway. You're walking up the stairway, and you all just sort of meet in the
Has
stairwell
just like
up to the
boots in his
left.
hand and a glaive on the other hand.
What are you doing with your weapon?
Oh, I took it off
For
to be quiet.
I
wanted to investigate.
with the weapon.
No, the weapon was left outside the room. I would never do harm to your family. I think you know this.
Thank you.
I don't. Boss, I don't think it's anything bad. It's not bad. I can kind of see what's happening. I just prepare yourself. I mean, have you ever seen Frankenstein?
Yes. No. Frank. No. No.
I mean, it's not
Fra-
Frank. It's not Frank. It's like a Frankarina.
What?
I'm also confused.
Francine.
Francine. It's a Francine.
Made from Frank?
Not made. Okay, so sometimes maybe more than biology.
Go talk to her.
No,
I
two
think that's-
cells. Two cells.
Explain twin.
Two cells multiply and they can
Mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell.
sometimes they can double, and especially if it's magical bodies, lore and stuff. Twins, maybe twins.
Oh. We're right behind you if you want to go have a conversation.
Twins.
We can also stand out here and make sure nothing gets close if you'd like to have a conversation.
May I have a word with you three for just 1 sec? Just away from the door. Away from the door.
For
I
these-
assume we were halfway down the
Yeah,
stairs.
you're halfway down the stairs.
I
but you
read
can
a
move further
pamphlet
down.
once. When lizard babies don't always make it.
Okay. I believe I am picking up what you three are putting down here. And Dale, you were. However, you came across the information and figured out what the stone was being used for, it sounds like you're trying to tell me that there is another one of up there,
Francine.
and Laura is using the stone we recovered from Dracula to Frankenstein's monster,
Well, to be fair, a
Departed.
psychopath's brain is not going to be in the baby, I think. It's
No, of course, this way. It's
Steve.
definitely not a Frankenstein's monster. Okay. I understand your concern. I understand we've been through a lot, but please, if this is the worst, that she's using magic to try to revive my child, let her do her work. If it makes you all feel better, I will go talk to her.
What makes you feel better?
Right now, I just getting out here, getting back to something somewhat normal again.
All right. Well, Oz, do you want this to be a success?
Of course.
Then maybe we shouldn't bother her, and I will go up and ask her if she needs assistance.
No. No.
I will be there for you. I understand.
Dale, I appreciate it if it. I don't think the best course of action would be the four of us to walk in there while she is trying.
Not for me.
I understand, but Dale, my friend.
You hear footsteps coming down the stairs.
It's quite dusty. And this, did you know from this architecture? It's very interesting.
Laura, not wearing her coat, sort of a little bit bedraggled, some like grease and dust on her face. Hello.
Hello.
You are at the bottom of the stairwell.
Yeah.
Is everything all right? Did you need anything?
I think maybe we need to talk for just a moment.
Of course.
Oh, are you busy right now?
I just set something up. It'll take a minute or two. I was going to the kitchen.
Long story short, we are all aware of what might be happening up there. Before I continue, one quick question. Out of character.
Yeah.
Hey, I held on to that stone.
Uh-huh.
Turns out it's a cipher.
Uh-huh.
What's that cipher do?
Actually not 100% sure.
Oh, dang.
But it it is like it's a high enough level cipher that you're not actually 100% sure
Yeah.
what it does. What you could tell is it made you feel real good.
Mm-hmm.
It made you feel more alive. And
Dracula liked it.
Dracula really liked it. That is something that you also knew. It's not one that you've encountered before in any way. It's you're not actually 100% sure what it does.
Laura.
You just see like her face sort of falls and she kind of becomes very inward and withdrawn. I'm so sorry.
I don't. I have one question. Just
I
one.
didn't want you to know.
No, it's one question. Don't say any more. Are you happy? Will this make you happy?
I need to fix what I did. I need to fix my mistakes.
All right.
I can't be happy until all of this is fixed, and this is the first step, and I'm sorry I lied to you. I did several times.
Okay. If this is something that you need to do, we can do it together.
I didn't want you to know.
If you're fixing it right now, that is fine.
I don't know if it's going to work.
Then
It's my fault.
Then we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I just need you to talk to me. Transparent. Tell me what I can do to help. If you feel like it, you can tell me what happened and the mistakes that occurred, and maybe we can work together. Like, I'm not good with that, but I can at least try. If there's another part you need, I can fight the creature of the Black Lagoon if you need it.
No, I have everything. I just needed the stone back. I made it to fix all of this.
And the one up there is...
Ella. She died when we got here. Shortly after we got here, at least. I can't leave because this is the only place I think I can do this. I certainly couldn't do it on Earth. Or in Oz. People don't really die in Oz. I have no idea if she'd even show up back there with us.
All right. How much time do you need?
I'm waiting for the storm tonight.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I think everything's set.
I can try looking and helping. I know a little bit about computers. And
Oh, I remember those. I hated them.
yeah,
They never did what you wanted. How did Earth survive with them?
by whacking it and
Oh.
unplugging it and putting it back in.
I never did that.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Let us help you then,
Okay.
and I will aid her in her.
She looks back at you, Oz. How are you not angry at me? I lied to you several times. I withheld the truth about your daughter. Why aren't you mad?
I've already died several times today. Nothing else can hurt me.
I wouldn't be so sure. I've already done that once.
The
That was also my fault, and also something I'm going to fix. I'm going to fix all of this. I already know what I needed to get the city back. I couldn't move it until I had the stone, and I got Ella back.
Dale, you ready to scrub up?
I mean, yep. Well, rubber's good, especially for working with lightning.
I have all of that. Anyone who wants to join me? Do you want to see her?
Yeah.
She turns back around from the stairwell she was walking down, heads back up into the lab, and you see this, again, that large room, the vaulted ceiling, the equipment, and on the table, on a table, you see the small body of an infant. And she kind of goes over to it and gently touches her face and then kind of gestures at you, Dale, and she's like, so, and then she kind of, her demeanor seems to change, and she becomes that scientist again that you remember, where she doesn't, she watches you, but she doesn't engage if you do anything. Like, she doesn't say anything. She just sort of kind of lets you process it.
I guess.
And just is like, okay, so this is how I have everything set up, and she talks you through everything that she's created.
I noticed that the baby's in a stasis. How long, brain connectivity wise? I'm sure this is.
No idea.
I mean, how long was the baby not breathing? I mean, before it was put into stasis.
Minutes,
Would you say less than 3?
hopefully.
Okay, so there might be something we could do. Can I actually use premonition to find something to actually make this work?
You want to find? Yeah, go for it. As you're doing that,
Yep.
what does Oz do?
Oz walks around the metal table and just kind of sees the machines, but it's kind of just drawn more to names. Index finger just puts it in the palm. Just kind of.
His body is
small.
cold
Yeah.
and kind of clammy.
And takes a step back and just kind of hangs back and just watches as the good doctor does her work.
Okay.
I got a 12.
12 for learning kind of a specific fact. Yeah, I think you'll be able to assist her. You kind of look and you see the way she set up the stone in there, and it's actually incredibly impressive. Like, she made a cipher.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
That portion of it, but you sort of you kind of tweak around with some of the things, and you help her monitor the energy calibration that would go between the lightning, the cipher, and the body.
I think Anon didn't follow them up the stairs. She went to the kitchen and she got a bottle of wine, and then she came upstairs and she just stands next to Oz and she just drinks her bottle
Directly from the bottle.
I mean, she was
Ooh.
mind controlled earlier, and we're talking about Anon.
I guess we can I actually use Strange Lore to know if this will work if it's alive here? Will it be alive if we translate if it's alive now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a strange lore roll.
I mean, might as well try. I guess, yeah, train. Let's see. 15.
Yeah, from what you can tell, your best instinct is this, kind of based on your knowledge of the strange. Like, this object, the ciphers are crafted out of the strange. Like, functionally, that's what they came from. Wherever she got this material from is interesting. So she crafted something directly out of material from the strange, created a cipher, and there's no reason it wouldn't work. Like, a cipher could theoretically function in this way. You've seen them do all sorts of pretty miraculous things. The cipher will be destroyed, so if this doesn't work, then it's probably the only shot. And the likelihood is if it is reanimated, as long as the infant still had the spark, it would still have the spark, because following the rules of the recursion, it would still functionally be the same person.
Oh, brilliant. And then I'll be like, just with my
Probably just a little bit different.
It's you only realize that we only have one shot to do this.
I know.
But I mean, like, these notes, as long as she has the spark, we could bring her back.
She should.
I need to see these notes later on.
Of course. When I'm back, I'll show you anything. I think this will work.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, longer rods to
Oh,
get
yeah.
more
And you're like,
lightning.
oh,
Yeah.
more lightning! And then we cut to another scene, which is you, like, strapped in, like, attaching lightning rods to the roof of this building, and, like, the wind starts blowing.
You didn't
We
have
get our,
lightning
like,
rods
Doc Emmett moment where you're like, ah! We sort of translate time forward, or move time forward a little bit. And the sky begins to darken, and the clouds gather, and we see little flicks of lightning. And she sort of like pulls her goggles up, because of course she had goggles on at some point. What?
No, I just suddenly hunch more. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Dale, Antonio, I think we've done this.
Yes.
You become.
It's actually a very beautiful Igor, though.
It's a gorgon. Yeah, we hear you stand up straight and you go crack, 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 crack.
I'm used to it. It's very hard, this recursion.
After this, I think I can put your memory back, and I think I can get the city back.
Let's one thing at a time. The city will.
I'm going to fix all of this.
I mean, I think some things we can just let be. You are doing so much. You are doing a lot. One thing at a time.
She puts her hand on your face. I'm going to fix this.
I believe in you.
We ready?
Yep, you calibrated so we don't make the baby explode yet?
I did several times.
Okay.
And she like stands up, and you see her, she's like, she puts her hand on what we can only assume is a comically large lever.
Okay, I wonder if I could actually help with this live I will use an experience point
Ooh.
to make this successful. I will
I'm
use
gonna
up.
put an XP into this.
Yep. I will
Okay.
put
So
an
that
XP.
there's a like a roll
There's
in
a
case.
in
yeah.
case if she needs to roll,
Yeah.
I will make it easier for her. That is what I will sacrifice my experience for this baby.
And we see her. You're okay. She reaches out her hand to you. She takes your hand. I should have made this smaller. And then pulls the lever. It falls to her pit. No. And we see this moment, like the whole roof opens up, and we see the sparks of lightning hitting the rods, and one of these, several sparks, and they continue down, and they get sort of absorbed into these coils, and we see the stone, and it begins to glow, and it seems to expand and become brighter and brighter and brighter, and everyone still like puts her goggles back down and squints, and then she's like, oh no, get down! And she sort of ducks down to the ground as the stone erupts, and the surge of energy travels along something towards the wires, towards the infant's body. And we don't see what happens as each of you are blinded with the overwhelming light. But we hear, as she sort of blinks, you hear a small, very quiet cry coming from the table.
Congratulations, it's a girl.
And she just runs
Oz
over.
is, just the same, just kind of rushes over.
And she picks up the infant, and you realize like the strange color pallor that is still there,
Yeah, she's clean.
but the eyes open. It's like, well, she was probably already green anyway.
It's my favorite color.
Ella.
Hey. Welcome back.
Like, baby's like doing like baby kicking thing because they're awkward and they squirm, and it's like holding moving potatoes.
She's real adorable.
You wouldn't know they're twins. I suppose she's a few months younger now. Or not.
I mean, now we don't have to do double birthdays, right? Oh my goodness.
Laura just sort of leans against her equipment. One mistake. One mistake fixed.
All right, let's get her wrapped up. She's probably. What do babies need right now? For like, it's. I mean, she's probably not cold anymore because it's a lot of heat and. Okay, okay, there it is. Is she hungry? Like, what?
I'll call for the nurse.
Okay.
And like she goes and rings the bell, and then the nurse immediately comes up. Yeah, let me solve the problem here, and takes
It's the same as the butler.
It's a different hat.
with a different hat and no beard. Like it's just the same person. Comes over. Time to fix you. Take a seat.
Let's take a moment. You've just done a lot. Let's hold on for one moment. What's after this part? What's after this?
You're next.
What's after that?
The city.
Let's go work on the city.
No.
Yes.
Oz.
Laura.
No.
What will all of this entail?
I think I've separated out your memories from the fundament, and I'm just going to put them back.
Me speaking as Oswald right now, I am perfectly fine without those memories. The moment those go back in my head, I am no longer me.
You're not you right now.
I am the you that is here, that has his family back, that is so in love with you. You said you lied, you said you hurt me. When that comes back in, I am not sure the way I feel right now will still be the same.
I can't keep living with someone who doesn't know who they are, who doesn't know who I really am. I can't do that anymore, Oz. I can't. I'll let you take a moment, but I won't. I won't do that. And she turns and she leaves the lab.
Yeah. When we were downstairs, you said that. Sorry, I had a wine.
And there's an empty bottle next to it on. Just there.
You said that you searched your soul and that there was nothing worse than not having your family.
That's true.
So the question you have to ask yourself is, are you gonna take the son of a bitch. Are you gonna take the chance because she can't live with it the other way?
Whatever version of me that's been ripped out was the version of me that left.
How did you know you left?
No. She left that version of me.
Oh, honey.
If that person comes back, she might find another reason to leave. She might. I mean, this is probably just guilt out of her. Like, this is a version of me that I am fine with. As far as I'm concerned, I lost nothing. I gained so much. How many lives have I lived on the journey here?
Do you think that she's gonna change her mind then, and then just be with you without you having all of your memories? Because I can read people. I don't know if you know this, but I can. And she looked like she was not gonna stay with you without you having the full picture. But she's only showed me that she loves you. And you've only said that you love her.
But that won't be me after that comes back.
You have to make your own decision. I'm gonna stand by you. Whatever you do, unless you hurt me, then all bets are off. I can turn into a wolf right now.
I know.
It's amazing.
Are your little pointy and they're just like down? Like,
You see? Oh, I think her nails are just a little longer.
Wait, what?
You see, like, the glint of moonlight reflecting off clouds in the distance.
Drunk wolf.
Oh boy.
All right,
drunk wolf get into all the dog food in the house.
Yeah.
Drunk wolf knock over things.
Oh, drunk wolf, you make a mess? Oh, drunk wolf.
Marmaduke is a drunk wolf.
No.
I think.
Well, no,
Start, like,
sorry.
scratching.
Us.
Yeah, she's like,
I think you gotta choose for yourself, because this is your life. Moon.
Us.
Your life.
I think what Non is trying to say is that having ignorance may be bliss, but that only allows them to get to you. So the more knowledge you have, the better to be prepared. And don't think of it as losing you. Think of it as a level up.
Dale, it's not as simple of just me leveling up. It's a completely different person.
It's the person that you were before. All of those memories will be there, but you're still gonna have your memories from who you are now and today.
That is unclear.
Memories aren't just something that you can just have and just move on with. They change everything about the person. That's what a person is. The experiences that they have that change and form them. If I gave you this bottle of wine and said, "Hey, we're having a
so
celebration," imagine if it's full, and I say, "Hey, we're celebrating,
It's
Dale.
full?
Would you drink the wine?"
No, give me the wine.
I'm not. Would you drink the wine?
Yes.
If I were to say, "Hey, we're having a celebration. Have a drink of wine. It's poisoned. Would you drink the wine?"
Do I have an antidote?
No.
I will drink it slowly so then I can.
You would
leave.
die immediately. It's that kind of poison.
Then I think that you've answered your own question. You seem so adamant about this, but it means that you might lose her.
I know, so I
Whatever you... And An's gonna, like, put one hand on your shoulder, but she's not gonna detach her thumb from her hand. It's gonna be paw-like. And she's just gonna be like, it's your decision. We supported you till here. I can't speak for them, but I can speak for me. I support your decision for you.
Oz. And I think Pine was not in the room during most of the process. I was kind of like staying at the door. We are kin in many ways. We love with full admiration. The way you spoke with your bow, I believe you are woven together stronger. And I believe that if you allow yourself to change, you will change. And from who you are, I believe you will also still adore her. But you will not be you. And I believe I'm proud of the person you are, and I will be proud of the person you will be.
I ultimately say, yes, I support your choice, but I can't be happy with ignorance. Ignorance is a vice. Ignorance is woefully turning away from something because you're too afraid. Ignorance is what is ultimately weakness.
Knowledge might be the thing that destroys him.
I'd rather have knowledge than no knowledge. That's just my point of view. That's why I try to gather as much as I can, but it's your choice, and I just make my statement. I'm not good at talking to people. Just walk out.
Dale? Thank you. Pine, Anon, thank you. I hear what you are all telling me, and and trust me, I hear what you're saying, and I really do appreciate your words. Before I make this choice, Dale, stop hiding.
Yes.
No, just stop. You are so much better than the person you tell people you're not. You are smart, you are brave. Let people know that. And Pine, you bring up the bow and you being the arrow. My friend, you are not an arrow. You are a fucking spear.
This is the truth.
You do not need a bow. You are very capable on your own. Anon, I'm not sure what's gonna stick so much right now. The moon is high, and I think you are too, but... Thank you.
You feel a little compulsion to howl. Just a little one.
You have no idea how much you've helped me in all this. So I guess if I'm still not me after this, I want you all to know that now. May I have the room?
Mm-hmm. May I give you a hug?
Yeah.
My head hurts. This seems oddly familiar to a scene.
She's like,
All right, you know what? I will walk back and I'll give you a forearm shake.
I know, right? It's pretty great.
I think as Anon starts to go out of the room, she just goes lower and lower and lower, and then she becomes wolf. And then the wolf sort of takes the stairs a little like this, like doo-doo, woohoo. And I assume Cetus is right there, like, what the
fuck, woman.
Cetus is probably
Cetus
super
was at
happy.
the bottom of the stairs and it's like, and like gets really excited, and then you just sort of are drunk playing with him, and it's not. And see, it's like,
Yeah, it's like full on like drunk dog playing. Yeah, for sure.
We should probably help.
I do not believe this is one that we can help in.
No, not him.
I do not believe that is something we can help in.
Okay.
Those claws are larger than our claws.
you hear clatter, clatter, clatter as like some piece that like suit
We,
of
like,
armor
run into-
falls over.
The lasagna. Wait, no, Marmaduke didn't like lasagna.
I believe.
Well, I guess while we're waiting,
Marmaduke likes lasagna.
So where do you go? Because
I'm
Laura isn't
still
in the room.
I'm still in the lab.
You're in the
and
lab,
then
okay, the
just
two of you
kind of
leave.
like
Yeah.
I,
oh no, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just be like, fine. There may be some things that you need to know.
Have you ever played Tell a Story, Drink the Poison?
Not yet.
We're going to learn.
The two of you go and get drunk.
Yeah.
Yes.
and I
drunk.
guess I call for Laura.
Is that okay?
Yes.
I mean, you kind of have to yell. She's not in the lab,
just-
so she left.
This is what happened. It's great.
Do you go find her?
Yes.
She's in the nursery. She's just watching the two infants in the crib.
Hey,
I'm sorry I yelled at you.
It's fine. I was afraid. I've been afraid.
What?
Everything. I woke up one day and everything was gone.
How do you think I felt?
I cannot imagine. I held your entire history in my hands, and I still cannot imagine that.
You forgot everything when I pulled that piece out of you. About our time together. All of Oz. You didn't know who I was in the same way you thought I was someone else. And I had to pretend to be this other Laura. And then you would disappear. You were gone so long, I couldn't tell you I was having twins.
I'm so sorry.
I also didn't go to the doctor very much. I didn't like them.
Okay,
But I was afraid to put it back because I was afraid it would hurt you again.
what? I thought about it, and I was thinking, like, I might not be the same person, or if I was the person that drove.
You were afraid of who you were?
That's why you had to.
Why I had to what?
Wait, what happened exactly?
Which time?
Shoot, I really
I've
do need
made
this.
a lot of mistakes, Oz. The first time I was just trying to find Ozma and you agreed to help me.
Okay.
And I found out what you could do translating. I'd known about it. Ozma, I think that's how she left. So I used... She sort of like shifts kind of uncomfortably. Used you? You agreed. It'd be easier if you just remembered this, but you started the process and I created a spell that just held you in that moment so I could look for Ozma in the strange. But it turned out channeling that much raw energy through you created a vortex which absorbed the entire city and forced us on Earth. And hurt you and started ripping you into pieces. So that was my first mistake.
And when I agreed back then,
I didn't think that would happen. I didn't know.
Do you know why I agreed?
I think you wanted to help.
sounds about right.
The second time, I was just trying to undo everything that I did. You just weren't there when it worked. I didn't really think it all the way through. I used myself as a recursion key, a translation key to translate, but it turned out, well, I'm from Oz, right? But I wasn't just me. She kind of looks down at the crib.
Yeah.
They threw it off, and we ended up halfway in between,
Okay.
which is here. And I thought I'd controlled it, the energy, but I killed Ella. That's why she was stillborn.
And now she's back. And you're back, I guess. You're right, it's about time I come back too. Hey. Let's do this.
Sure.
Yeah. These two need a dad with all of his memories, right?
I need you to remember.
Even more reason.
She'll lead you back up to the lab, and she kind of gestures to a totally not ominous looking chair. It's that sort of like metal chair with the arms in it. This should be fine. And she goes over, and she takes this that bell jar that she showed you before off the table, or off of a shelf, and kind of puts it, and it looks a little different now. Before, you can see this other container next to it that is this sort of pure lump of like fractalized crystal. This one is very small, and it looks like just like almost a small pebble, but kind of like a semi-precious stone. And it seems to sort of remnant, like hum a little bit.
What's that one up there?
That's the fundament I pulled out of it, the stuff that makes up the strange.
Oh.
A moment you look at it and it's dark and it's kind of black, and it reminds you of Jade's arm.
You can do that to anyone, right?
Well, I pulled that out of you. I don't know. I haven't had to do it before.
When we get back, there's some people I need to help to pay them back for me getting here. And if you're up for it, you seem like the person that we need. If you're up for it.
I don't really know where I was going to go after all of this is done. I don't need to be in Oz. I don't really like me.
I just need you with me.
I don't know. On Earth?
Wherever.
I'm gonna have to learn how to use a computer, aren't I?
We can be Amish. I don't care.
What?
We'll talk about it later. You ready?
Yeah. This part might be strange, and so she lifts the glass off of it, and she holds this stone in her hand. And you see a moment, and her arm sort of shifts and becomes almost translucent, and she's like, "Don't flinch." And she shoves her hand through your chest. And it's this sort of translucent flute, like, it's like a...
Syringe. Of just like...
It doesn't, like, you feel like the cold, right? Like it's a ghost passing through you. And there's sort of a moment where your body wants to fight what she's trying to put in it. And then this is my question to you, because we figured out a couple of different options. Do you still want to leave this to the roll?
Yes.
Okay. So she thrusts her ghostly arm into your chest, and the two of you are standing there for a moment, as it hurts, but not in a painful way, in like an overwhelming way. Like everything is trying to reject it to protect yourself from something that you're maybe not supposed to know or could hurt you. So, I don't even remember. You can apply effort to this. She is helping you, assuming you're not resisting this.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
And if you succeed, then the memories will return. If you fail, then the memories will not return. So, you have XP. You can reroll this.
Yeah.
Do you want to use the middle
Okay, I'm gonna say this is 12 or higher with
12
her
higher.
assistant. So level 4.
And 2 points of effort included?
No, that doesn't include whatever effort you want to
Oh,
apply.
okay, yeah, I put 2 levels of effort.
1, 2, so 6 or higher. Do you want to re-roll it? I don't know what it is.
I can't see. I don't have my glasses on.
Reroll. Wait.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
You're right.
Is it a 1?
No, I mean, re-roll it.
Did you really roll a 1? It hurts. There is a sheer moment of body racking pain. Whether or not you choose to re-roll it, that happens.
Yeah, let's
Because, like, one is you don't remember anything from this adventure? Because, like, that's gonna
Oh,
hurt.
shoot.
Like, that,
And,
I don't even
like,
know what I will do with it. With
You won't remember
one.
Laura?
Or you could become a jade. Why are you holding the green die like that?
Here,
All right,
just-
okay.
Metal
Wait,
metal dice?
are you going to want to re-roll this? Because
I-
this is your choice,
It's
and
your
we all
choice.
I
like,
know.
True, true. If you want to
Ooh.
attempt
You're
this,
right.
I'm tempted to see what happens. You know what?
morbidly tempted.
You know what? I'm gonna make a clone and then see what that happens.
You want me to tell you afterwards what I would have done?
All right. Yes. I'll use the point
I
of
also want
experience.
to know.
I'll use the point of experience. All right.
Are you
Ready?
applying the effort?
Yes.
Okay, 6 or higher.
Oh, God.
14.
Again? Because I've done that. I've rolled with advantage and rolled 2 1s, and it's the worst. There's a moment, and the two of you scream. Like, you think it hurts her for a second as well, and she's just like, no!
I just kind of, and just mouth out.
And she eventually, pulls her hand out, and there's nothing in it anymore. And you kind of black out for a second, as a flood of information, and it is incredibly overwhelming, fills you. Everything that happened to the two of you in Oz, there are several, almost 2 years of your life probably fill in quick succession. And you live through, each of those moments, one after the other.
Do I gain conscious?
Vision comes back and sort of very blurry. She's like, she's 100% splashed water on you. She's standing there you okay?
I'm 31.
You missed a few years of your life, I think.
Yeah.
Don't look a day over 29.
Thanks.
She puts the bucket down.
Go see the kids?
Yeah. We'll put the city back.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a busy day. And she embraces you.
I embrace back.
I think we will kind of narrate the last little bits of this adventure, because the rest of it all kind of happens. And then...
I'm your best friend.
Yeah, we see a flash of
So
steam.
there I was,
Yes.
And Anna,
without my drawers,
Ah.
the lookalike running away, and then Quake slams. Big 1-2. While sleepwalking. That's why you never play cards with a Sia.
crash. Behind you, there's 2 dogs.
Are
and
you
they're just
eating all of the food in the pantry? You've climbed up on the shelves.
Yes.
You've pulled out all of the food.
Yes.
The chef is going, ah! He's running around, very very frustratingly. Eventually, I think you end up outside and you're just like howling at the moon, running around the grounds.
Just randomly, me and Cetus, just like, and he's like, I don't know what's going on.
And eventually, the night will pass, and I think that the next day another storm comes, as they do, and you watch as she performs this entire, like, all of you a little bit hungover. The storm hits, and she's like, well, let's go. Prepared to go, and the entire procedure is basically her hooking herself up to another machine, as you feel yourself enter into a massive scale translation. Like, it is jarring and disorienting. All of you arrive in the current state that you are in, and then over the course of a few hours, you slowly begin to fit in with what you realize is the land of Oz. And you're like a hick, like you look like the Wizard of Oz, in like a suit, and you've got like, why do I have like a bag with a diploma and a clock in it?
There's so many bright colors.
Everything is beautifully technicolor. Laura is incredibly green. The children, both of them, instead of the pale white skin and the brown, is green and brown. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're the lion, right? You turn into a lion. You're the Tin Man, maybe.
Am I the scarecrow?
I think you're the scarecrow.
I'm the scarecrow.
I feel like we could switch that. I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but the Tin Man had an axe, and he
I
was
do,
really
yeah. And the
It's
Tin
all about
Man,
the heart.
but with
he
like...
was a heart, your brain,
Yeah,
and your
and
courage.
Yeah.
And you're the Wizard
Dorothy's
of Oz.
dead.
Wait, so I'm an animal again?
I don't know what you are.
Yeah, Toto. It's Toto and
Yeah,
Laura.
Cetus is Toto. He's Vildorbs.
And
just
Cetus like turns into a tiny little Scotty dog for no reason. And you are now in the land of Oz, and eventually you can rest and translate back to Earth. And Laura will be like, I'm gonna lock up my castle with the children, and she'll come with you.
Wait, the children are in the castle?
children come with her.
Okay.
She just locks them in the castle. Is like, they're fine. The monkeys will take care of them. There are monkeys. They have wings.
Okay, are these monkeys or are they chimps?
Well, they're like the ones from the movie, so I guess chimps.
So they're
Okay.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Yeah, they're and that, like, you realize all of the servants, all of the people working in the castle are like, several of them are the flying monkeys, and some of them are the other guards that she had.
Claudia does not like monkeys.
Wait, what?
Monkeys are too close to people.
Any monkey.
What?
No monkey.
Claudia, like,
No,
if they-
but then you wouldn't like gorillas, because gorillas.
if they're the size of my hand, they're fine because they're cute. Any ones that are close to human size can throw me across the room. They do almost human things. We take advantage of them because they're almost human. Hard pass on anything that is larger than my hand.
What do you think of octopuses then?
Great.
They're
Really?
But
Yeah,
they're,
but
they're
not almost human.
How do you
They're
feel about,
aliens.
How do you feel about pigs, though?
Fine.
but they're.
Not almost me.
But I mean, you could. That's why you can't eat pig brains, because like you get the disease. They're so close.
How
to,
do you feel about aliens?
They're octopus. It's fine.
But I mean, like octopuses are.
I've just
octopi?
learned something.
Octopi are really smart though.
Yeah, but they're not. Again, it's the I can look in a mirror and I'm like, we're so similar and yet
Yeah.
so not.
Can we go to the zoo?
Yeah, I really.
Yeah,
Like, I just need to sit down and watch like a Planet Earth documentary about monkeys with
Yes.
Claudia. Like, to watch
Yes.
this.
Next week on Wednesday.
We're gonna go to the
Actually.
IRL stream at
Us
the
at
zoo.
the zoo. So,
Just
on
be
that
us
note, you eventually return to Earth. Laura will come with you. She's like, I don't need to stay here. And so she will return to Earth and the estate with you and the children, and probably like 2 servants.
Can we, instead of going to the estate?
Well, wherever you go.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, to be clear, you translate back in where you left from, so you translate into a cornfield in the middle of
Or is it in Lexington?
Nebraska. No, Luxembourg was the city.
Oh yeah.
Luxembourg
Yes.
is back in Oz. Luxembourg never existed on
Then
Earth.
we're back in Omaha.
Yeah, you are in
Oh, we're in the
Omaha,
pizza place.
Nebraska, behind in like a cornfield
And
out in the middle of
everything's
nowhere.
frozen outside.
How many
Like
messages does
-bajillion.
the cell phone
I don't have any
You look
messages.
at your phone.
I don't.
Whoever has a phone, and Nan, you pull
Anon
out your
has
phone, and you have a lot of messages. You have a lot of missed calls from Riley, and then you get to
And
the,
other people, I
and,
assume?
and other people.
Thank
yes.
you.
You get.
This baby
You.
duck needs to find
Yeah,
its way
Laura
home
is,
in Farmville.
is definitely not green on Earth. It's not a color people are on Earth.
You can be blue though.
You can be blue, not common, not common.
But you can't.
But you can
Then
be.
you'll
But
die.
blue is not green. And
Orange?
you see at the bottom of your phone, which is like you get a lot of messages being like, I don't know where you've gone, like what's happened, are you okay? Like we've had reports of teens missing, and then you get a message at the bottom that says, hopefully you get this. Tell Pine, her sister's in trouble.
His sister.
His sister's in trouble. And you see the
Pine.
date, and it was earlier that day, as your phone updates to the date and time.
Pine, we need to talk.
That's where we're gonna end today's episode.
You're getting a lot of.
Why
bombs
doesn't
dropped
no one
on
get
you.
all the bad news from
Because I'm
Pine?
the only one with a phone.
True.
Gonna put this,
Yeah.
Seattle's the new Emerald City.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. She's just back in the Emerald City.
He's in the Emerald City.
That's why we were very happy over
Yeah,
here
that's
in
our
this
like.
corner.
"Ah, we gotta
I
do
love it.
that."
I love it. Yeah, you guys, you did a whole lot, but the biggest challenge was with your feelings.
The real Dracula was the emotions we got along the way. No?
So I will happily tell you several of the options I would have gone through if you'd rolled a 1.
Do we want to do them?
So
No.
Okay,
It's
we'll
gonna
talk.
Tell you.
Okay, yeah,
After
okay.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We spent a long time in Transylvania. This was
Yeah.
beautiful and wonderful, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
We
I
made it back
certainly
to
did.
Earth.
Earth. I like one of the things that I love is the concept of dramatic irony, which in this case also includes when the players know things that their characters or the other characters don't. So it was beautifully done and well played in multiple times tonight.
Oh, I did love Pine being like, you should tell people things and not.
All the time. Ah! Like I love it so much. So much. Okay. The first one came through from Sal. Sal with $5. Thank you so much. This message intentionally left blank. All right.
Oh.
That's what that is. Betty's best with another $5. Babies are gross. Like we know they're all cute and adorable, but they do things. Gross things. Really messy gross things. That gross doesn't come out of clothes or even skin maybe. If you have a baby, you need a Betty's baby bib. Just get one. Ew.
I assume it's like a full
TM.
body thing. That's
Yeah, it's just
like,
it's a hazmat suit.
For you.
For you.
Oh,
Yeah,
for you.
No, for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, because babies are gross.
When you're
Yeah,
handling
because babies are
you
both.
just pick
And feels police with another $5. Siren noise. Wee wee wee. Halt right there. This is the feels police. Capital Feels. We have numerous reports of heavy, well-portrayed interactions and heartbreaking dialogue. We're here to have to ask you to cease and desist until an adequate number of jokes fix the damage.
Yeah. That's what Dale is for.
I was like, that's what our drunken, like,
Yeah.
we,
Just tell one more.
We got a
Moon
drunk
wolf.
wolf.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Oh
do
my
like drunk
goodness.
Yeah, drunk wolf.
Drunk Wolf.
Drunk Wolf.
You now have a new character. Whenever you're
Okay.
sad, just think about Drunk Wolf.
Just Drunk Wolf is my favorite, and I want the whole thing, the adventures of Drunk Wolf. This one is Tell Us One Please with $100. This donation is so Lauren can please tell us one of the options that await of Oz if the roll failed, please and thank you. Well, to be clear, not if the roll failed. If the roll failed, it just wouldn't have worked. This was the roll failed with a natural 1, which means free GM intrusion. So there's the obvious option, which is like, that doesn't work. And then also something bad happens, like you take some damage.
Not enough.
But not enough damage.
Massive.
You take like ongoing damage, like maybe you like lose something to one of your health pools for a while. There was an option that I considered, which was it works, but also you have similar issues, like something similar to what has happened with Jade. Like you're now affected with
Oh, you.
strange. Yeah.
Oh, but if it went in the heart, then it would have to be like.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You have a heart attack.
I'm real
Oh,
glad that
that's
you
a
spent that
hole in
XP.
his
You know what?
Yay.
Thinking about it now, I could have became a Heartless, like in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh.
Available now on Xbox One.
Did I?
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's PS.
It's
PlayStation.
available
I
now.
think- I think
on
probably-
PS Vista.
Exclusive, I thought.
I would have made you hate me because I would have been like, here, it either works or it doesn't work, and then I would have given you some sort of long-term consequence that we would have talked about off stream.
Ooh. You couldn't overexert yourself or else you'd have a heart attack.
Can't use internet after 9 p.m.
If you feel, I know, you regain your memories, but forget who Laura is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like, you can't feel, yeah.
You can't feel love.
You don't love her
No.
again or
Be in
something.
love anymore.
Why are we giving Lauren ideas,
Oh,
you
I know,
guys?
it's fine.
This is no, it's not.
It didn't happen!
Yeah, we got
He
over it.
remembers everything.
There is another Oz out there.
No, he's probably gone by now. He's only a level like 2 character and can take like 6 points of damage. And
Wait.
trust me, I know who he ended up with, and he's probably taken more than 6 points of damage
There's
with that
another
group.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
In the Crossmas special with Oz, he ended up in a recursion where he could make a double of himself, and that double persisted after he left the recursion. And I would like to be clear, it was in the Leviathan recursion.
Oh
It was.
no!
Guess who it went home with?
He went home with Rachel and Ari.
Oh, that's not gonna work out.
No,
It's a
no,
lovely
no.
triad.
There's a lot
for a
of death
little
and
while.
mayhem in that group's life.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's one specific. There's an egg that we don't know what's inside of it, and could be a Fabergé.
A creature called a Fabergé,
Yeah,
made
yeah,
of
called a Fabergé.
completely of glass. Whatever it goes, and it just
That was
dropped.
way nicer than what I came up with.
Yeah, what did you came up with?
Mine was like a monster with extra mouths.
It was like meh, meh, meh.
Oh, I like that.
But it was a baby.
It was
real
really cute.
It was a baby.
Yeah, it was like a cute little squid.
Anyway.
Watch the Christmas special. It's on YouTube.
Welcome to Beyond
Really
World
fast.
Beyond.
Go ahead and sign up. We'll start over here with the yawniest one.
I wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day.
Ew.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why I'm sleepy. Hi, I'm Jackie Dash. JAKIDASH.
Ding.
I stream on Mondays for Monday Fun Day. Check it out. 7 p.m. I like 7 p.m. because it's my normal streaming time. Thanks so much.
Oh, are we going to?
Yeah, let's do
Hello.
Guess you gotta tell us what time you wake up.
yeah,
I
we
wake
gotta
up
start with
at
that.
8 o'clock.
Oh.
That's not bad.
No.
I try to wake up and then I lay in bed for like 30 minutes. And
That
then I
sounds
can
nice.
see now because I have glasses on, and it doesn't hurt my head
Are we just
anymore.
blind
Oh,
table?
so yeah, I am also. My name is Bonsai Baby. I had to remember. On Twitch, I'm on almost all the time, from 10 to 8 or 10 to 7, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Almost all the time. And you can join me on Sundays to watch some Sonic Underground.
Yeah. I thought Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Like I thought Saturdays I would have been like, you want to do a Spider-Verse RPG?
Oh, that would actually be pretty cool. But no, I'm not. I'm Saturdays. Saturdays is when I do that stuff. Sorry, I don't know my own dates. But yeah, we are making a t-shirt cannon.
Oh.
Oh.
So if you want to know how to shoot a t-shirt cannon, or make one, projectiles.
Nice.
Is it projectile month?
Oh, no, it's just kids like projectiles.
They do. Kids really like throwing things.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you have 2 of them now. Who are you?
It's your boy Nathan Kiss, aka What Is Kiss, aka Oswald Dukes, aka Dr. Cloctopus. You can find me here and also on Zombie Orpheus Entertainment DFA Legacy Season 2. Season 4 it just started back up. So check that out on Saturdays at 1 p.m. For that. And hey, be nice. I wake up at 6 a.m.
Okay, actual wake up time or time alarm goes off, because I am a snoozer and it's about an
I mean,
hour
it's up to
between the
what
two.
you want to disclose.
That's my
impressive.
Saturdays.
Thank
no,
you, thank you.
snoozing for an hour.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's why I have 2 alarms. The first one goes off at 7 in the morning.
That's wake up way too early.
I know. I should really just set it for 8, but then I wouldn't wake up till 9 because.
Yeah, I get you. Patterns.
Hey, I'm Shell Game. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram, where I don't wake up except after snooze has been hit for an hour. That's all I got for you.
Hi, I'm Random Tuesday, and I wake up at 7:30.
With 2 bunnies.
To me, the bunnies. Yeah, because it's the pull the sheets back.
And then like the 30 minutes of Facebook time.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh,
it's the
yes.
worst. Anyway, hi, my name's Random Tuesday. You can find me Random Tuesday on all the places, or you can find me here on Saturday in the morning, starting at 9 a.m. We will begin our fundraiser, complete with Funraiser, the funny mascot.
And no
we have to
throw-
come up with a name for him.
Fundraiser.
Crazy.
Crazy the Razy.
Maybe not crazy.
Raziel.
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 Raziel,
Yeah.
the razor.
Sharpie. No.
Rad.
Actual thing.
Rad the fundraiser.
Or
Rad
just-
the razor.
Or just call him Nick.
Oh, that's actually good. That's good. No, yeah.
But you can find me here Saturday morning, 10 a.m. We will be doing a fundraiser to raise the funding for the rest of our shows for this season, including Worlds Beyond and some of Night Witches. So please come, watch it, share it, do all of those things. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the donations. We truly appreciate it. Have an amazing day-night cycle, and we will see you on Saturday.
Good time zone.